Hello, good afternoon, and welcome in, everybody, from Dale Alexander Field on a beautiful Thursday ahead of some marquee high school baseball. Today, a heavyweight prize fight, two of the best teams in the sport across the state of Tennessee. Today's matchup featuring two programs with a combined 5 consecutive trips to the state tournament, both inside the top 2 of their respective state polls in each respective class. Winners of 15 of their last 16, the defending state champion Greeneville Green Devils looking to stay scorching hot and out of conference play as they arrive on game 2 of a 6-game homestand and gear up for their second of 5 games that they'll play this week in the span of 4 days here with the Buddy Hawk Classic on the horizon. For Oak Ridge, win number 6 in a row is up for grabs tonight as they look to build momentum with the regular season winding down. And just over 1 week remaining, it's crunch time. And with both of these ball clubs looking at returns to the state tournament, this one means a whole lot more. Number 1 in Class 3A versus number 2 in Class 4A. Established power versus surging contender. It's Greeneville and Oak Ridge. Stay with us. We get you set for first pitch right after these messages from First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Hello and welcome back in from Dale Alexander Field as we await first pitch between Oak Ridge and Greeneville. Matthew Palazzo alongside Tyler Nichols and Ethan Cooper on a 3-man crew here to bring you tonight's Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Not every day do you get matchups like this. You come up to a certain spot in the schedule, a certain spot in the season, and a certain matchup just grabs your eye. Back in the fall, it was Greeneville-Anderson County in the state quarterfinals. Back in basketball, it was Greeneville against someone later in the year, but then it was also Chuckie-Doak and West Green, Chuckie-Doak and South Green, and then later South Green-Unicoi in the district title game. But very, very rarely do you get those prize fights early on in seasons like a Greeneville-Upperman back on the gridiron. But today we have an absolute treat. Number 1 in Class 3A versus number 2 in Class 4A. Tyler Nichols, as we welcome you into tonight's broadcast, let's talk about this matchup and how big of a matchup it can be tonight, both for the winner and for the loser, because Oak Ridge, a team that's been to Murfreesboro for 2 straight years, they break a 50-year drought in the state tournament. They arrived there 2 years ago. They've since been 2 straight. It ended in a state semifinal appearance last year. And for Greeneville, obviously, they've won 2 of the last 3 state championships. But a big-time matchup here today between Greeneville and Oak Ridge.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a long time since I've been this excited for a broadcast because you have 2 of the best teams in the state in their respective classifications. Number 1 in 3A, the Greeneville Green Devils. Number 2 in 4A, the Oak Ridge Wildcats. You've got college talent scattered everywhere on the field. On each side today, you're going to see some of the most talented players not only in the state of Tennessee, but in the entire country. And you're going to see one of the best pitchers in Will Harmon today. You're going to see just some of the best overall baseball that you'll see played. I'm hoping for a clean game. I'm hoping for a good game. I know a lot of times people like offense. I'm hoping to see a pitcher's duel today.
We might see both.
Because with Oak Ridge, I'm expecting them to limit damage and be able to control runs. And for Greeneville, I'm expecting the same with Will Harmon on the mound, who, in my opinion and a lot of people's opinion, is a Mr. Baseball finalist. Of course, we won't know that because you're able to submit your nominations next week. Hopefully he is named later on in the year. You could also see one from Oak Ridge later on in the year named a Mr. Baseball finalist in 4A. But this is my first time here at Dale Alexander Field since the new additions have been added with the Jumbotron in left field and everything that the Parks and Rec have done to help elevate this field. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, I'm excited.
And I'm excited too, Tyler, because you talked about it. The talent that's going to be on display here tonight, it's incredible. Some of the best talent that we've seen so far this season. For Oak Ridge, according to my estimation, 4 Division I commits playing in this Oak Ridge starting lineup. And for Greeneville, a little bit younger squad, but a lot of talent rising up. They've got, in my opinion, 4 capable of playing at the Division I level. Of course, Will Harmon, Mr. Baseball frontrunner in my eyes here in Class 3A. And then you got a Mr. Baseball frontrunner in Oak Ridge. You've got Mikey Teasley, the UT baseball commit. Some are saying he might not even make it to Knoxville. He might get snatched up in the MLB draft before we get there. He'll be starting third base tonight for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Get this, Tyler. Last week, he struck out 14 in a no-hitter, and he also had 14 hits.
Wow.
In becoming the perfect game player of the week in the state of Tennessee. So a lot of talent. I think those two will headline each for their respective teams. And
you look at Joe Webb, a player that a lot of us are familiar with because of his time at Pigeon Forge, dominating West Green and Chucky Doak in region tournaments, and just an unfair advantage whenever you have to play against him. Another one committed to Vanderbilt, just a junior. So you're still going to see him for another high school year, a fastball that reaches up to 95. And then looking over here, you're talking about Mikey Teasley that you mentioned, one of the best players in the entire nation with a fastball that reaches 92 to 95 and tops out at 96. And on the opposite side with Greeneville, I mean, we've got a litter of players like you mentioned, and it's led by Will Harmon, who we're hoping to see pitch an absolute gem on the bump today.
Greeneville 25-6 coming in 7-1 in district play. Oak Ridge in one of the toughest districts. I'll go ahead and say it, the toughest district in the entire state. They come in at 24-2 and 1 tie. They're 9-1 in their district. Of course, Farragut, as many of you know, 4 straight state championships. They share a district with the Admirals. They will be faced off that last week of the season, so that'll be for the district, at least as far as the regular season goes, for the Wildcats of Oak Ridge. But they're on a heater, 5 straight. Those 2 losses on the year come in back on March 19th against Hardin Valley. The last loss they had, it was against the Science Hill team that Greeneville defeated. They lost against the Hilltoppers a couple weeks ago on a Friday, 10-3. That was the final. Greeneville, meanwhile, winners of 3 straight. They've won 15 of their last 16. Their only loss this past weekend in Knoxville at Bearden High School, where they fell to Heritage in a tough game, an 8-1 game where Greeneville mustered only 2 hits. That's the number 5 team in the state, the Heritage Mountaineers. They've got a ton of talent as well, including Gavin French, the UT baseball commit, who we saw go yard twice. But a lot of momentum for both of these teams. I mean, you talk about 8 combined wins for the 2 of these teams, and then you go back all the way to the month of April. These teams are combined 17-2 coming into today's ball game. Combine that with the success that both of these 2 teams have had. Greeneville is ranked number 1 in the Class 3A state poll for a 4th consecutive week. They have yet to relinquish that top spot. Meanwhile, Oak Ridge, they've been teetering, and depending on where you look, they're either the number 2 or the number 3. Could be the number 1 team, but Siegel, Farragut, and Oak Ridge are your undisputed 1, 2, 3 in Class 4A. Much bigger school, much better competition that some schools are used to, but Greeneville, not the case for them. This year, the schedule has really portrayed it, a much tougher schedule. And I mean, a win last night over a tough 4A opponent in Science Hill. That's a team that's been in the top 10 as well. Greeneville's schedule has prepared them for tonight's game.
It's something that I say in every sport when I do the coaches shows. It's a tradition at Greeneville to schedule the hardest opponents possible. You look at this run where they lost 4 out of 5. You're losing to Farragut. What did you say they were ranked, Matthew?
Farragut?
Number 1?
Yeah, Farragut number 1 in 4A.
Lakeway Christian Academy.
Ranked.
Pretty good team.
Grace Christian. Ranked.
Pretty good team.
Number 1 team in the state in Division
Knox
2.
Catholic. Pretty good team.
Yep.
And then you have that upset with Cherokee. So, I mean, some high-level talent that Greeneville is losing to, and it's because the other parts of their schedule that prepared them for the late season runs. You look at Gibbs, a team that they played in Sub-State a few years ago. You look at Canfield, Ohio, who they played in the past few years. You're scheduling out-of-state talent. You're scheduling some of the best talent in your own state, and that prepares you for the conference games that you just go roughshod through the District 2 3A conference, and then that sets you up for the postseason as we near May now.
Let's hop into this starting lineup. We'll start with the Greeneville Green Devils, who will bat last here today. They'll bat in the home half. Leading off in center field, it will be Maddox Bishop. The shortstop batting second, Kane Ricker. Batting third in right field, it'll be Tegan Begley. Batting cleanup, the starting pitcher, Will Harmon. Batting fifth, Grayson Crosby, who doubled his double count last night in that win over Science Hill, the third baseman. Batting sixth, Sam Thompson, the designated hitter. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Colton Smith. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brandon White. And batting ninth, out in left field, Jackson Winter. For Oak Ridge, leading off the center fielder, Warren East, the Youngstown State commit. Batting second, the catcher behind home plate, the Kennesaw State commit, Parker Free, coach's son. Mikey Teasley, who we talked about, the third baseman, batting third. UT baseball commit, playing third base on the hot corner today. Batting cleanup, Tyler mentioned him, Joe Webb, going to have a ton of looks, but the Vandy boy pitcher, who is playing first, he is cleaning up for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Out in left field, batting fifth, it will be Carson Fagan. Out in right field, batting sixth, it'll be Brooks Poteet. The shortstop batting seventh, Noah Wood. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Colton Bankett. And batting ninth to round out the order, Jonah Wolf, the second baseman. Oak Ridge led by eighth-year head coach Travis Free. Greeneville led by Andy Collins in his 11th season here at Dale Alexander Field. He's approaching 300 wins now at 291 in his high school tenure here in his 11th season. Been here since 2014. It's been a pretty productive run. 5 state tournament appearances for the Green Devils, 3 consecutive. The first coming back in 2016. Coach Collins' first official full season is the team that's won 3 straight state championships and 2 of the last 3 in Class 3A. The first domino to fall came back in 2018. Also a program which had its first ever Mr. Baseball winner in Carson Quill, and his signage is up all around the ballpark, including underneath the newly debuted video board out in left field. Starting lineups being read out amongst the PA. It's Greeneville and it's Oak Ridge, and it's right around the corner. Stay tight. We'll get you to first pitch when we come back. This is the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greeneville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreeneville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville.
And once again, welcome back from Dale Alexander Field, the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing, featuring a heavyweight prize fight, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, the Greeneville Green Devils, 2 of the premier programs as far as baseball is concerned across the entire state. You could argue 2 of maybe the top 5 across the entire volunteer state. Let's begin, though. Top of the first inning, Matthew Palazzo alongside of Tyler Nichols and Ethan Cooper, our cameraman. Glad to usher in a fantastic afternoon to come of high school baseball. Will Harmon will get the start on the bump for this Greeneville Green Devils squad, making his 11th appearance, his 8th start of the season. He does lead the team in his wins. He's also tied for the state's lead as far as the wins go at 6-1, the record on the season. 2 saves on his record as well, a 136 batting average allowed on the year. Harmon, the team's leader in innings pitched, ERA, whip, strikeouts. He's had 37 innings of work, a 1.14 ERA, a .676 whip, 65 strikeouts, 8 walks, 17 hits surrendered in just 37 innings, and only 6 earned runs to his record. Tyler, safe to say Will Harmon, the 6'1 senior left-handed pitcher, can absolutely deal.
Dominant. That's the one word I would use to describe him. We've seen him in years past, but he has really leveled up going into his senior year, and this is the first time that I've had the privilege of sitting down and watching him this senior year. But you've seen perfect games this year. You've seen walk-off hits. You've seen just about everything from Will Harmon, and I expect nothing less than another gem tonight. You've seen walk-offs against Sevier County, great pitching performances. He's got an arsenal that will confuse any batter that steps in the right or left batter's box. I don't know what else to say about him. He's truly dominant on the bump.
Harmon with a fastball that you'll see from 86 to 87, plus changeup. Ton of arm side run on this kid. 3-pitch mix, and he can locate each and every single one of his pitches. Last year, an all-state, all-county selection, the D2 3A co-pitcher of the year. The Tusculum commit. Hopefully, we'll see him locally for years to come. But set to lead things off for the Oak Ridge Wildcats, it will be Warren East, the center fielder. East, the Youngstown State commit, just a junior, as he will step in from the right-hand side. Will Harmon will shortly get things underway here from the Dale. Excellent weather on hand here today. Low 80s weather, crystal clear skies, a couple of clouds in sight, and we're just about underway here from the Dale. Will Harmon steps up to the hill. The left-handed pitcher will rock in, deliver the 0-0, and we're underway. Outside for a ball here as East will jump ahead 1-0 in the count. Oak Ridge in the maroon tops, the Oak Ridge written in script in gray across the chest, the white outlines, as well as the numbers. Gray pants with the red and white piping down the sides, the maroon lids as well. Greeneville in the home creams, Greeneville script in green, outlined in black, the black lids with the green Greeneville emblem on the hats as well, the cream pants to match. Here's the next pitch, it'll miss away, and it's quickly 2-1 as Harmon misses to put East ahead.
It's something that I thought about after the first pitch, and it's starting to ring true. You wonder if the Oak Ridge batters are going to settle in and take deep counts here just to figure Will out.
The 2-1 pitch by Harmon, well located on the breaking pitch for strike number 2. We're all knotted up 2-2.
We've seen 4 pitches, yet 0 swings so far, so I wonder if you're going to see them maybe try to get into deep counts, run the pitch count up, and at the same time try to figure him out, because you're going up against one of the best, if not the best pitchers in the entire state.
Certainly one of the top left-handed arms in the state. Warren East, the center fielder, a .390 hitter on the season. 19 runs driven in to go along with 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. This is an Oak Ridge team, Tyler, that has belted 18 homers on the season. The 2-2 line back to Harmon on the ground, and he'll make the throw to first for the out number 1.
Stepping to the plate, the catcher, Parker Free.
So ground ball back to the hill, and there's one away, nobody on here, top of the first inning. Still tied up between Oak Ridge and Greeneville. Stepping up now with 1 out, Parker Free. Free, the head coach's son, Kennesaw State commit, just a junior, but wielding a very hefty bat here this season is Free. One of the best hitters in this lineup. Actually, you talk about all the power that Mikey Teasley brings to the table as Harmon dots up the corner for strike number 1. Free, certainly in that conversation as well. 7 home runs on the season for Free, as well as 8 doubles, the .398 hitter. As the 0-1 pitch by Harmon again finds the outer edge for strike number 2.
And how many home runs did you say?
7.
A lot of times people don't realize that's a lot in high school baseball.
He's slugging a .727 too. That's just impressive.
Yes.
0-2 as Harmon way ahead in the count will deliver. Free softly swats one, and it's foul, killed by the sophomore catcher Branton White. Defensively, this Greeneville defense will trot out from left to right in the outfield. Winner, Bishop, and Begley in the middle infield. Kane Ricker mans his typical shortstop post. Case Spradlin, the defensive-only positional player over at second base. Colton Smith's at first. Grayson Crosby back to his normal post over at the hot corner at third base. Branton White gets the start behind the dish as he came in midway through yesterday's win over Science Hill. And, of course, Will Harmon, the starting left-handed pitcher, on the bump. 1 down, nobody on base. Harmon out of the windup. Roxanne delivers this one inside and low as Free gives it a watch for ball 1. Talk about Free, coach's son, Coach Travis Free. He's been around the block here, entering his 8th season over in Oak Ridge. Stops at Sullivan South, Volunteer, Hardin Valley, and most recently Dobbins Bennett for 8 years before he has been at Oak Ridge ever since. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Will Harmon with punch-out number 1, an excellent location. And he brought the velo on that fastball in on the hands of Free for strike 3 and out number 2. And this is the moment everybody's been waiting for here, Tyler. Mikey Teasley will step to the plate from the right-hand side. Talk about it, the Vol baseball commit, but we'll be lucky if we do see him get to Knoxville. Many talks circulating he might be off the board early on in the MLB draft as Harmon starts him up with a fastball up and out. He's had an absolute fantastic pair of weeks, Tyler. Nationally, he was voted the Prep Baseball National Player of the Week just two weeks ago after that 14 strikeout no-hitter, excuse me. Also belted 14 hits, and he's got one here, and it's the first of the day for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. This one hooking down the line and right. He'll coast into second base. The relay not in time, and it's a 2-out double by the Vol baseball commit, Mikey Teasley, and that kid can hit.
Yes, he can. And I don't know how rare. Of course, when you say the word rare, there's different levels of rarity. But
the first baseman, Joseph Webb.
A perfect 10 out of 10 rated on Perfect Game. I mean, that's when you look up a kid's Perfect Game profile and it's at 10, you know they're one of the best in the nation. A lot of talks about him getting drafted, and right there you see why. He gets to the third strike in that count with Will Harmon, or maybe actually the second count. Or the second pitch in the count, and then he drives it to the right side along the line for a double and gets in there. He probably could have got in there standing up, but sometimes they like to get a little dirty.
Joe Webb will step in, a guy that Tyler was telling us about in the pregame, the former Pigeon Forge Tiger, of course, his former school, which he transferred from, #1 team in Class 2A. Pretty good trade when you go to a team that's now sitting second in Class 4A as Webb sees a first pitch ball downstairs. Might be seeing Webb on SEC weekends as well, the 2027 Vandy commit. Thought we were going to see him get the go today on the hill for Oak Ridge, but that's a guy who can run it up to 95, and hard to believe he was seeing guys from Chucky Doak and West Green just a few months ago.
Unfair.
Nice breaking pitch there to tie the count up 1-1 as Harmon looks to get back in. Last time these two faced, just the second time today, the recorded meeting since 2003, but the last time Oak Ridge belting 15 hits in a win last year over these Greeneville Green Devils. The 1-1 looked at by Webb just inside, and Webb will jump back ahead 2-1.
Is that a back foot slider?
Yes, it is.
One of my favorite pitches in baseball.
A lot of righties in this Oak Ridge lineup, certainly looking to counteract the left-handed arm of Will Harmon on the bump here today. A lot of speed here. The 2-1 as Harmon ties up the count 2-2. A lot of communication here between Oak Ridge's on-deck batters and then the guys up to the plate. That's certainly cool to see. Not usually this up close and personal, but yeah, here we are just behind home plate. Our location for today. Webb goes opposite field here on a sharply hit line drive to right. The relay is in. The runner stays put at third, and Oak Ridge will have runners on the corners with 2 outs, looking to stage a 2-out rally.
Stepping to the plate, the left fielder, Carson Fagan.
That's 2 straight batters, Tyler, we've seen use that opposite field there and just take that outside pitch to the other side of the field. Just
it's a
not something that everybody can do either.
Going from Mikey Teasley to Joe Webb in the 3 and 4 hole, you can blaze through the first and second batters, but when you get into those 2 batters right there, man, it's going to be dangerous. And if you can get this batter out right here, you can avoid them in that first inning, but you've got to face them a few more times within the game here. So
it's going to be Carson Fagan, one of the lone seniors in this Oak Ridge lineup. Was talking to their play-by-play voice earlier in the game. Not a lot of senior talent, so a team that's already been to Murfreesboro 2 consecutive years, planning a 3rd trip you might expect, but returning a lot of talent next year to Oak Ridge, including Joe Webb, who we just saw get that 2-out base knock. The 1-0 by Harmon loops in for a strike across the heart of the plate, and it's tied up 1-1.
And this is where you want to see Will Harmon turn into Will Harmon. You give up back-to-back hits, which is rare for Will Harmon to do, but look at the talent he's facing. And you're facing a batter right here that can drive 1 to maybe 2 home right here. This is when you tell everybody who you are as a pitcher and get out of this jam.
The 1-1 by Harmon, up and away. The throw down is on time, but the ball pops out of Ricker's glove. Teasley comes in standing up from third, and Oak Ridge strikes first. 1-0. The Wildcats score thanks to the steal, and Mikey Teasley will make it 1-0 Wildcats. Very similar to the start we had yesterday here at the Dale, but instead of a mistake, it was ruled an error yesterday that brought in Science Hill's first run. Fortunately, Greeneville was able to get out while just pitching up the one. Actually, Tyler, each inning that Science Hill scored in yesterday was just a singular run. No innings with multiple runs, and the Toppers ended up leaving 8 on base, but a lot of hits yesterday for Science Hill. It just couldn't come through. 8 hits for the Toppers, leading to just 4 runs. Helps also when you don't walk anybody, which Sam Thompson failed to do. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Fagan, with Webb standing in scoring position. Harmon comes set, out of the stretch. Kicks and delivers. High fastball to get out of the inning. Second strikeout, and Will Harmon does a job. But a run does score in Mikey Teasley. It's 1-0 Oak Ridge. We head to the home half. Top of the order due up when we come back. Bishop, Ricker, and Begley. This is Greeneville Baseball in the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Some high-level baseball on a Thursday afternoon from Dale Alexander Field in Hardin Park. Picture perfect skies here above us and a great day to watch some baseball here at the park. Greeneville enters leg 2 of a potential 6-game homestand. It'll go all the way to next Monday. They'll have 4 games at home here over the next couple days, including this Oak Ridge game tomorrow as they begin the Buddy Hawk Classic. Oak Ridge coming to town here today. They play 1 in the top of the first inning thanks to two-out singles, or base hits, by Mikey Teasley and Joe Webb. Teasley would come in to score on the throw down to second. The runner would eventually slide in safely in Joe Webb, and so the Wildcats would take a 1-0 lead. But Greeneville will come to the plate for the first time today. Bishop, Ricker, and Begley, a 3 that were very good for this Green Devil offense a night ago. Something you sorely lacked over the weekend after being 2 hit in that loss against Heritage. But combined, those 3 combining for 6 base hits. Maddox Bishop had 3 base knocks yesterday in that win over the Toppers. He's been wielding a very, very hot bat here in these last couple days.
Stepping to the plate, the center fielder, Maddox Bishop.
So in steps Bishop, 3 singles yesterday. A first-team all-conference selection a season ago. A .387 hitter on the season as we've seen that batting average continue to rise and rise. A .543 on base. 6 doubles, 2 homers, and 19 runs batted in. He leads the team in stolen bases and walks. Also has scored 32 runs on the season. And the 5'9 senior will step in from the right side.
Did you say he leads the team in runs?
Second on the team in runs. Leads it in base on balls and stolen base.
Well, the stolen bases was going where I wanted to go. If you've ever seen him play, you understand why. A speed demon.
1-0 pitch by Cam Welch, today's starting pitcher for Oak Ridge, the senior left-handed pitcher. And that'll knot up the count 1-1. Bishop back in. Count tied as Welch delivers. Fastball outer edge, and that misses away for a ball. Not very often you see a pitcher with shades on, but
I was
Cam Welch
mentioning
rocking
that, yeah. I rock with him.
Maybe the Maui Gins. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Bishop. Welch delivers. Bishop high in the sky to center field, giving chases east, and he will camp underneath it. Allowed out for the first leadoff batter for Greeneville. maybe would have straightened that out one. Could have had the potential to go. The wind today, not really going to be an issue for home run balls. But with a guy like Kane Ricker, a guy like Tegan Begley waiting in the on-deck circle, and, of course, Will Harmon in the hole, might not matter all that much if the wind is blowing or not. It's 1-0 Oak Ridge, and out, nobody on. Kane Ricker, potentially the hottest bat in this Greeneville lineup, will step in. Now, seeing his average rise all the way to 400, a slider in will miss, and Ricker jumps ahead 1-0. Ricker just a junior at shortstop, the first-team all-conference selection as he burst onto the scene really his freshman year, but really made an impact last year in the regular season. 400 average, a double total with 7 after yesterday. 2 triples, 2 homers, 38 hits. That leads the team. Here's the 2-0 by Welch. Ricker gives it a look, low and away, ball 3, and he will jump way ahead. Kane, the one that leads the team in runs, Tyler, with 35 on the season. 34 runs batted in, too. That's top 5 in the state.
Well, so he's – say that again? 34
runs batted in. I think it's tied for 4th or tied for 5th in the entire state.
Okay, that would make sense why Maddox scores a lot also.
The 3-1 lined the opposite way, and Kane Ricker will become the first Green Devil on board with a base hit. It's missed play down right by Poteet, but Ricker slows up as he rounds first. It'll be a 1-out single by Kane Ricker, and the Green Devils finally get on the base pass.
The right fielder, Tegan Begley.
And next up, Tyler, one of my favorite players to watch. This kid plays with so much energy, so much juice. The mid-year transfer from Dobbins Bennett burst onto the scene back in football season with that big postseason. And Tegan Begley, all 6'2", 200 pounds of him, will step in from the right-handed batter's box. The 0-0 in on the knees of Begley as he eyes it. And you'll notice, Tyler, both Begley and Crosby in this Greeneville order stand super close to the plate. There's a reason why they're 1 and 2 in the team in hit by pitch.
Did you say earlier that there was a coaching link between Oak Ridge's coach and Dobbins Bennett?
He left Dobbins Bennett to get to Oak Ridge, but that was back in 2018.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't hear what year you said. I didn't know if there was a link between Begley and coach.
Well, he also coached the Tribe Youth Baseball Club for a year, so maybe Begley was on that team.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably something we should ask. 2 balls, 1 strike here for Begley as he will step back in. Kane Ricker over at first with those 20 stolen bases on the year. Got to keep an eye on the Green Devils shortstop. Welch kicks and delivers. Begley with a healthy cut right through it for strike number 2. On the year, Begley with 7 doubles, 5 homers, 31 runs driven in for the senior, slugging a .624. The 2-2, skied up in the air, hooking foul, and moving over to the line to make the catch is Brooks Poteet. 2 down, still just the runner on first as Tegan Begley flies out. And will give way for Will Harmon.
Coming to the plate, number 3, Will Harmon.
Couple of fly balls here to start the day offensively. Kane Ricker singled with an out. And now Will Harmon will step in to the left-handed batter's box. Cam Welch has looked calm and collected so far in this bottom of the first. Will, a .365 hitter on the season, leads the team in doubles, also leads the state in RBIs after last night in that 2 RBI game against Science Hill.
He looks so relaxed in the box.
The 0-0 looked at by Harmon. Ricker going to try to steal here. Gunned down by Free, but he will slide in head first safely around the tag. Kane Ricker back tied for the team's lead in stolen bags after that one, his 21st of the season. 1 ball, no strikes as he moves into scoring position. Will Harmon, we're going to bring in the runner standing opposite him. 0-1 as the wind starts to kick up here from Dale Alexander Field, blowing in towards home plate. The 0-1 slider misses away. I believe they called that the ball first pitch. It should be 2-0 here. The scoreboard says otherwise. The 2-0 the count.
Yeah.
You fixed it here.
I'll fix it too.
Welch out of the stretch delivers home. Outside painted the corner for strike 1. A bit of chatting going on here between Welch, perhaps Harmon, as he had something to say after that 2-0 fastball. Welch kicks, delivers the 2-1. It's swung on by Harmon, and it's strike 2. They call it strike number 3, so we had it all tied up. Oak Ridge with a K to get out of the inning. 1-0 Wildcats lead. We move on to the second. This is Greeneville baseball in the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
In Greeneville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles!
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
Greeneville gets a one-out single by Kane Ricker, but other than that, nobody else able to get him across on the base pass. Greeneville, Oak Ridge facing off in a top 10 baseball matchup here today. As we do have a couple of tiny day scores to get to you as well. Greeneville wins 8-0 over Chucky Doak, and North Green gets a 7-5 decision, a win over Sullivan East in tiny day action. Buddy Hawk Classic begins tonight as well. West Washington, a team from Indiana, making the trek to south of the river and Rebel Hill today as they'll face off with the South Green Rebels. Very busy day across these Green Sports Zone airwaves and stations, or channels, if you will. Glad you could join us here on a Thursday afternoon. Matthew Palazzo alongside of Tyler Nichols, Ethan Cooper, our cameraman for tonight's festivities. Will Harmon, after striking out to end the bottom of the first, will toe the rubber here and attack with a first pitch breaker inside, a called ball, and that will put Brooks Poteet, the right fielder, ahead in the count 1-0. Poteet, just a junior, standing in the first left-handed bat we've seen in this Oak Ridge lineup. The 1-0 pitch way inside, and this one,
goodness,
that one's got to hurt. Home plate umpire pegged with the second pitch of the at-bat, and he'll have to walk this one off down the right field line. But a couple others in action, I should say, Tyler, here today. You got Greeneville, Oak Ridge, of course, West Washington and South Green. In softball action, you had Greeneville victorious over Chucky Doak. You have Chucky Doak and Westridge next on deck. That one's slated for 5:45, and Greeneville Westridge to end the night just across Hardin Park here at 7 o'clock for the nightcap. North Green, Sullivan East in game 1 of 2 that they'll play. They'll play Daniel Boone, a revenge match for Eva Leonard at 5:45. Tomorrow jam-packed as well. Everybody in action.
Yeah. Today's a light day.
Yeah. Good warming up, though.
I think you'll see anybody and everybody playing tomorrow.
Good gateway to tomorrow, as we've given Blue a few seconds. Tomorrow, a couple of heavyweight bouts as well. Morristown East comes to town here from Dale Alexander Field, 5 o'clock first pitch. West Washington at North Green. West Green welcomes Knox Central, team out of Kentucky to town, and Boone, as they will host 2 at the Buddy. And Chucky Doak East Hamilton and Chucky Doak Hazard tomorrow, 5 and 7:30 from beautiful Lower Afton. Will Harmon falling behind early on 2 quick balls. He'll attack here, a high fastball. Called strike. No. Called ball perhaps here. So it looks like pegging him in the chest didn't work after all. Ball 3. Harmon looks to get back in front, and it's 3-1. We had a couple of questionable calls here at the park yesterday, Tyler. One was kind of like that last half inning. How many strikes did we have? There was a dispute between the 2 dugouts and the officials. Everybody stayed in the game, though. This one is rolled over on, dribbling over and picking it up is Case Spradlin, and he's punched down at first base. The freshman comes in to make the play, and out is the verdict over on the first corner. Good play there by Spradlin.
Stepping to
with
the
an
plate,
out.
the shortstop, Noah Wood.
Nobody on. Noah Wood, the Wildcat shortstop, will now step in. Wood on the season, a 200 hitter. And put up the best numbers here as Wood. But then again, that youth just continues to shine through. Still just a junior. I mean, how many times have we said that here? Just two seniors that we've seen so far. Welch, the pitcher, and Teasley, the third baseman. But Harmon going to equalize the count here 1-1. So much junior talent on this Oak Ridge roster. The 1-1 painted outside corner for strike two. Will Harmon, 2 strikeouts already for the senior on the season, whose total is up to 67 on the year. Calmly receives the sign, starts his windup. The 1-2 pitch. Nice breaking pitch for strike 3. Punch out number 3 on the day for Harmon. And there's 2 down with nobody on.
The DH, Colton Bankin.
The designated hitter, Colton Bankin, will now step in. Bankin, another junior in this Wildcat lineup. The 0-0 upstairs for ball 1 as Harmon had missed a couple of those early in counts here to put him in a rare count deficit. Bankin on the season, a limited number of at-bats and games played. He's appeared to just 4 for the Wildcats this season. He's been pretty active. He's been pretty good at getting on board. Has reached every time he's been up to the plate. A strike outside here. And it's 2-1. Harmon will wind up and off for the 2-1. Breaking ball swung right over top of by Bankin. That was a beautiful pitch there by Harmon. Pulled the string. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. Harmon, slide hitch, will deliver the 2-2. This one sped up, and it's fouled back and out of play.
Matthew, where'd you park at?
Nowhere close.
Neither did I. I think you parked right up there where I am. So
if someone hits our cars, it's either Michael Teasley or we got to sign him to an MLB contract.
If somebody hits our car, it won't be a foul ball. I can guarantee you that.
It'll be intentional. The 2-2 dotted up. Breaking ball. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Will Harmon. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for this Greeneville defense. Still 1-0 Oak Ridge. We head to the home half. Crosby, Thompson, and Smith due up when we return. This is Greeneville Baseball here on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hardworking equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
1-0 Oak Ridge leading as we enter the bottom of the second inning. Will Harmon recording back-to-back punch-outs to end the frame, back-to-back strikeouts. Greeneville softball team making the short trip across Hardin Park to catch a couple innings here at the Dale Alexander Field after picking up an 8-0 win over Chuggadook. Saw Briley Tulloch, saw Kaylee Garland here. Brinley Jones homers again. Good day on the campus and extended campus of Greeneville High School and Hardin Park as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Greeneville Bats, 5, 6, and 7.
Stepping to the plate,
Grayson Crosby will lead things off. Hey, Grayson, a really big night last night, a multi-hit day. He had 2 doubles. Coming into the game, he had 2 doubles on this season, so that double total now stands at 4 on the year. The 5'11 junior third baseman will step in from the right-handed side. Oak Ridge, a run on 2 hits, no errors thus far. Greeneville, no runs on a Kane Ricker base hit, no errors themselves. Cam Welch kicks and delivers. The left-handed, got a big southpaw duel here today.
I enjoy that.
2 of the better left-handed arms we'll see in the eastern part of the state in one of the marquee, if not the marquee matchup this week in the state of Tennessee on the baseball diamond. The 0-1 chased away by Crosby, something that Crosby typically does, Tyler. He's going to fall behind 0-2, but you best guarantee he's going to make an at-bat out of it. Leads the team in 6 pitch at-bats. Very patient at the plate, even when falling behind early on in counts. Cam Welch toes the rubber, delivers the 0-2. It's high for ball 1. Crosby very patient at the plate. And kind of to that measure, on base percentage, over 200 points higher than his batting average. 606 OBP for the junior. He's also been hit by pitch, a team leading 16 times. The 1-2 fouled away by Crosby, something he does so good. He's so defensive with his approach, able to string together those long at-bats and really run up a pitcher's pitch count.
And in the high school game, that's important. I know major leagues, you pull them around 100, but in the high school game, too, you've got days that you have to take and rest once you reach certain amounts. So, of course, it won't matter for.
This is lifted up by Crosby out to left field. Fagan underneath it for out number 1. And it's a fly out to start the inning for this Greeneville offense. The designated hitter, Sam Thompson. Who relinquished his double lead on the team last night. 8 doubles for the senior this year. A .363 batter. He got the win on the mound yesterday, Tyler. One of the more impressive stats. Complete game, under 100 pitches. 7 hits allowed. No walks, and just 1 strikeout. Not very often. And he only had the 1 strikeout in the last inning. But put together 7 really good innings of work.
No matter what Sam ever does, I'll never, ever associate him with anything differently than what he was able to do as a freshman at the state tournament. And that's when you realized what you had in the future in Sam Thompson, and it's really started to show. I mean, you've got a player that will battle it out with anybody.
The 1-1 pitch as Thompson chases high for strike 2. Lefty on lefty matchup for the second time today. Will Harmon the first as he was sat down by the strikeout. Thompson digs in looking to defend. The 1-2 batted away. It's a foul ball. And like you said, many of those clad in green today had their first impressions of Sam at that state tournament. I myself got acquainted with him then,
broadcasting
too.
that year.
Such a heroic spot to come in, bases loaded, season on the line with no outs, and able to get out of the inning without allowing a run. That was big. The 1-2, a slider missing away.
The best quote of the year at that year's spring fling came from that. I don't know if I can repeat it. I probably can. It's not dirty, but it's about one of the players. I'll never forget that either.
2-2 pitch, skied up by Thompson, out of play. And behind the netting system here on the backstop.
I'll say the player said a string of words followed by, I don't know how you do it, Sam. I'll let you assume what those string of words might be.
Fair enough. Here's the 2-2 way outside, and Thompson has worked himself into a full count. Colton Smith stands in the on-deck circle. And Thompson looking to dig in here and become just the second Green Devil on here today. Payoff pitch by Welch, and it's fouled in off the hands of Thompson.
He goes to war, man.
Does.
Whether he's at the plate or whether he's on the bump, we're looking at an incoming 8th pitch of the at-bat now. By far and away, the deepest that we went in an at-bat so far today for either side.
That's right. Cam Welch very calm, very composed so far here this afternoon. Here's the 3-2 down Broadway and fouled away by Thompson. And that at-bat continues. Pitch number 9 coming up.
And we mentioned pitch counts earlier, too. Of course, it doesn't matter with this one with them being non-conference opponents. But for Greeneville, you look at the schedule they have up ahead, too, with the Buddy Hawk Classic this weekend also, where you're going to need a lot of arms this weekend.
Yes.
And you look down the road in the postseason once you get to districts, regions, and state tournaments, and that's when those deep at-bats become more effective, because then you're knocking out some arms that you could see later on down the road. So it's important.
Payoff pitch again, and it's outside, ball 4. What an at-bat. Sam Thompson draws the walk there on 9 pitches and becomes just the second Greeneville base runner of the day.
Stepping to the plate, the first baseman, Colton Smith.
So with 1 out, 1 runner on, Colton Smith will step to the plate. He's been excellent at driving in runs for this Greeneville offense in weeks past. He's really seen an uptick in that RBI count. This is going to peg him on the front foot, and Greeneville will have someone in scoring position for the first time today. What a spot for the freshman to get his, or the sophomore, excuse me, and Brandon White to get his first at-bat of the day after 2 free passes thrown
The catcher,
by Cam Welch. Branton White will step in from the right-hand side. White, limited at-bats here this season, usually comes in a reserve-type role for Jacob Ward, the Greeneville starting catcher. Has done some work on the mound as well for this Greeneville team. A 208 hitter, reaches base at a 42% clip. Already some interest from some mid-major schools in ETSU and Appalachian State, a couple from Carson Newman and Milligan. Got a Milligan grad with us here today. Now coach on the Walter State coaching staff, and Trey Massengale right behind the backstop on a recruiting trip, he told me. Looking at this Oak Ridge starter. And Welch also for someone on the Greeneville side. 1 ball, no strikes. So White jumps ahead. Welch facing the first signs of difficulty of his outing. White swung right through it for strike number 1. Number 1 in 3A versus number 2 in 4A.
Wind picking up a little bit now, blowing in from right field.
Definitely not friendly for home run hitters. Dale Alexander 315 down the left field line, 285 to the right field foul pole.
Doesn't really benefit any teams, but you don't have many left-handers.
And to your point, the pregame kind of plays for a more defensive style ball game.
But then again, we've seen 3 hits all day, and they both been to right field. So what do I know what I'm talking about?
They were pieced up for really all 3 of them. The 1-1 as Welch settles. White, good cut, but missed it just barely for strike number 2. Smith's over at first. Thompson's over at second for the Greeneville base running as White sees one upstairs for ball 2. Cam Welch comes set on the hill, kicks and delivers the 2-2 upstairs. And Brandon White now becomes the next Greeneville batsman to work an AB late in the count. 2 free passes already this inning by Welch. Can he shake back? Or is it a bases loaded situation? It's a punch out. That's a big time spot there for Cam Welch to get that punch out. That's his second of the day.
Stepping to the plate, the left fielder, Jackson.
And Jackson Winter will complete the first trip through this Greeneville order. You can tell him in a lot for Welch, too, to get that second out of the inning.
Yes, it relieves a lot of pressure off of you because now any out ends the inning.
And Jackson Winter is one of those guys batting at the 9-hole, but such a good table setter for this Greeneville order. 377. Not every day a 9-hole hitter gets on base at a 48% clip, but exactly what Winter has been able to do this season. Excellent first pitch breaking ball. 5 doubles, 16 RBIs to round out the order, and has really been able to pave the way for guys like Bishop, guys like Ricker to have big years and put up big RBI totals so far. Kid Cam Welch is playing with a lot of swagger here today.
When you got them shades on,
yeah,
it gives you some extra juice up there on the bump.
Tax Winner, the 0-2. Another strikeout, back-to-back Ks, and Oak Ridge will get out of the jam. Still a 1-0 Wildcat lead. We move to the 3rd inning. This is Greeneville Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greeneville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money.
Well, if you're looking for some high-level baseball on a Thursday afternoon, you came to the right spot. Number 2 ranked team in Class 4A versus the reigning defending state champions, ranked number 1 in Class 3. The Greeneville Green Devils, winners of 15 of their last 16, currently trail by 1. The Oak Ridge Wildcats, a run on 2 hits, no errors. They have left 1 on base. Greeneville, meanwhile, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They have left 3 on base, including 2 in that last half inning, but high-level baseball so far here today, Tyler Nichols.
And this is what I expected. You expected a low-scoring game, and you saw potentially the 2 best offensive players here today string together back-to-back hits, and then perfectly execute a double steal to get that 1 run across. So, and that play at second was close. If you get that throw down out at second right there, that keeps that run from going on the board. So, great job by Oak Ridge, just so close for Greeneville there to ending that inning right there at second base on that play. But you're looking at the bottom of the order now. But if it wraps around and you're able to get a hit right here, you could potentially have a base runner on with Mikey Teasley here. So this inning could get interesting. But as we know with Will Harmon on the mound, he knows how to limit damage.
9-1-2 due up to start the frame for Oak Ridge as we begin the top of the third. First pitch called strike. Lefty on lefty duel as these 2 starters have combined for now 7 strikeouts and just 1 walk between the 2. They've also scattered 3 hits across 2 full innings of work between both of them as Harmon begins his 3rd inning on the mound. This one rolled over softly to first base. Colton Smith will promptly tag the bag for out number 1. And we're back to the top of the order.
Stepping to the plate, the center fielder, Warren East.
Warren East, who grounded out back to the hill his first time up, is due up for a 2nd time today. Warren East, 390 hitter. We told you beforehand, 2 homers, 2 triples, 4 doubles on the season for the junior. As he's due up, seeing Harmon for a 2nd time. Pitch misses away for Harmon. An Oak Ridge team, Tyler, back-to-back state tournament appearances. That appearance back in 2024, actually breaking a 50-year dry spell for the Wildcats. They have never had a runner-up or a championship finish. Now, the same cannot be said for their track and field and their cross-country programs. I mean, you go down the litany of state appearances and state championships, you'd be blue in the face if you go down the long, long list. The 2-0 pitch. Hit nicely up the middle. Ricker can't corral it cleanly, and Warren East will beat it out over at first base. First base runner of the inning and the first since Joe Webb reached back in the top of the first.
Stepping to the plate, the catcher, Parker Free.
See how that one is scored here. It's a tough play, but I'd like to see Ricker make that grab, and at least Oak Ridge will rule it an error. We'll call it the same. He's 6.
I think Mikey might be smiling a little bit on the on-deck circle now.
Scary, scary sight, the 3 and 4 hitters in this Wildcat lineup, but can't overlook number 2, Parker Free, the catcher who struck out his first time up.
Also can't overlook the fact you can turn a double play right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the most common, I would say, is a 6-4-3, so you can see Ricker redeem himself right here, and you need that. Either way, you're going to have to face Michael Teasley, who has home run power on his own to score a run himself, but you would rather him score just 1 than have somebody on base with him.
0-1. Something I'll say, Tyler, haven't seen 4 of the last 5 Greenville games. A lot of different second basemen in this lineup. Today it's Spradlin. We've seen Thompson. We've seen Crosby over at second. That meshing between the shortstop and the second baseman, so important when you're looking to turn double plays. Something that's been lacking in his Greenville team, at least throughout the last week. Excellent pickoff here by Harmon, and he's got a runner in a jam. The throw down to second is not in time, and catastrophe goes to a fortunate bounce for Warren East as he steals second after being caught in the middle of a Will Harmon pickoff and moves into scoring position in the process. That double play likely off the board now after East moves into second base. Parker Free licking his chops now. .398 batter with 8 doubles, 7 homers on the season. A ton of power in the bat of the Wildcat catcher. Here's the 0-1. Swung over top of, and it's 0-2. So you got a murderer's row here in that 2, 3, and 4 spot. I mean, so much power between them. 11 combined homers from the 2 through 4 hitters on the season. Harmon kicks, delivers the 0-2. It's up and away. His dad, Travis, 8th-year head coach here at Oak Ridge High School, dubbed the 2024 Baseball Coach Association Coach of the Year in the state of Tennessee after getting Oak Ridge back to the state tournament for the first time in half a century. The 1-2 delivery by Harmon, poked opposite field, and Colton Smith will glove it once again and retire his second put out of the inning. It's 2 outs with a run 90 feet away from scoring.
Stepping to the plate, the third baseman, Mikey Teasley.
The second time we've seen this matchup today. The first went to Teasley, who doubled and came around to score Oak Ridge's first and only run of the day on his first at-bat. Just the second pitch of the at-bat for Teasley. And now he's got a run standing over at third base. Will Harmon, can he bounce back and win round number 2? Teasley, the UT baseball commit, the senior. We'll see a first pitch strike, letter high. A lot of people can say they're part of the Perfect Game Futures game, but
No.
Teasley, an alum of that prestigious honor. Excellent bat in this Wildcat lineup. Honestly, the numbers a bit down from a season ago, but the 0-1 looked at for strike 2 here for Teasley. .418 hitter on the season. It's crazy to say that that's a down year. 20 runs batted in, 7, now 8 doubles for Teasley, along with 3 home runs. Harmon way ahead, 0-2. Which one does he pull out of the bag? The 0-2 upstairs fastball, strike 3, and a run is left stranded at third base. Teasley struck out the 5th victim of the day for Will Harmon, and we'll move to the home half. Due up for the Greenville Bats, top of the order, Bishop, Ricker, and Begley when we return. This is Greenville Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
High-level baseball today from Dale Alexander Field. Hello and welcome back. Will Harmon recording a strikeout with a run 90 feet away for making it a 2-0 ball game, but it's a second straight 0 pitched up by the stud left-handed pitcher, and it's still a 1-run ball game with Greeneville sending their top of the order back to home plate. Matthew Palazzo alongside of Tyler Nichols and Ethan Cooper, our 3-man crew here today on behalf of Green Sports Zone. For a full recap and write-up of today's game, head to greensportszone.com. Tyler Nichols will explain all the action after it's happened. Also, head over there. All the Tiny Day and Buddy Hawk Classic outcomes will be over on our webpage as well.
Maddox Bishop.
Don't want to miss it. Wherever you do social media, we got you covered. A lot of baseball, a lot of softball coming up this weekend, including a spring game streamed right here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone. Tusculum Orange and Black game. We'll have it on this airwave here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone Saturday at 11 a.m. We'll get started bright and early with the Tusculum football spring game. Football in spring, a couple months early. Cam Welch back on the rubber as he begins inning number 3 of work. Must have overlooked this in the pregame, Tyler. 8th appearance of the year for Cam Welch here, and he has been, I'll call him studly. 1.17 ERA, a 2-0 in the win-loss column. Has surrendered 11 hits, has surrendered just 3 earned runs this entire season. 31-6 strikeout to walk ratio. He has been terrific in his 18 innings of work up until this point. Here's the 1-1, driven out of play by Maddox Bishop, who flew out to center field on a loud fly out his first time up. Bishop has seen that average creep all the way up to 387 here in recent weeks. Continues to get on base. He got on board 4 times in yesterday's win over Science Hill. The 1-2 pitch by Welch, up and away, and Bishop works the count even at 2-2.
If you look at Welch, you obviously notice the sunglasses first. Also didn't notice the chain that he's got on too. He might have the most drip out of any pitcher.
He got a lot of
so
drip.
far.
The 2-2 swung on by Bishop, and it's fouled away. And you can tell, we've been talking about it in between breaks, but the feel that some of these guys have, the Teasley at bat, you could tell just the way he talks himself in between pitches, and Free as well, we saw before. Welch and Harmon, so calm and very composed in everything they do. Just they play at a different speed almost, just slows down for each and every one of them. Good breaking pitch there by Welch, nearly found the zone, but instead it's a 3-2 count.
Looking at Teasley, too, talking to himself. I'll never forget the first year I worked was when Chucky Doak had a really good team, and Wade Fletcher was on that team. Jimmy Willett said, if Wade's not talking to himself, something's wrong.
Payoff pitch is lifted up high in shallow center. Walking in to make the grab, Warren East for out number 1, and a second straight fly out to center field for Maddox Bishop. Will leave no runners on with an out for Kane Ricker, the Greeneville shortstop.
Sometimes you got to talk to yourself.
To the plate, the shortstop.
I don't know what it is.
Ricker.
For some, it's to calm yourself down. For some, it's to psych yourself up. For some, it's
you're just
kind of
some people are just crazy.
To lock
Wade
yourself
was just
in.
one of those guys. He was crazy.
Well, I do the same thing. If he's crazy, I'll be in the same boat with him. I'll happily ride that same wave. But I don't know.
Ricker scoops this one to left center. East coming over to record his second put out. And there's 2 outs quickly here in the bottom of the 3rd.
So you're telling me you never talk to yourself, Matthew?
Not really. I mean, I would have quiet inner thoughts. I'd have inner monologue.
So you would talk to yourself in your head. You just
never out loud.
Your lips wouldn't move. And
right.
Okay. So you're saying we're lunatics?
Not the case. Here's a guy who's probably talking to the other team more than himself. This is Tegan Begley here with 2 outs, nobody on. The senior, I like to use this word to describe people like him. Well put together. 6'2", 200-pound running back.
He's got moxie.
Ton of moxie as he steps in down in the count 0-1. Welch attacking lefty on righty as Begley eyes it low. Count ties up 1-1. Begley, who flew out to right his last time up.
And he's another player I didn't mention earlier in the pregame whenever I was talking about high-level talent. He was an Army commit and decommitted to reopen his recruitment. So you've got another D1 player here with Tegan Begley.
And I'm not sure the inner workings of his recruitment, but safe to say he's going to land at a Division I school. I mean, if not next year, then eventually. I mean, the talent is just undeniable.
Yeah, and it's never bad not to land. I mean, we've got Walter State Scouts over here, 5-seat star right, and that's one of the best JUCOs to go to in the entire nation. So, and you've seen major league talent go JUCO before they go college and enter the majors. So it's definitely never a bad thing.
I think even football's on the table as well for a guy like Begley after popping out of the scene late in the postseason. Doing it against some really good competition as well, Anderson County, Alcoa. The 2-2, Warren off the wrist from Begley, and he will make his way down the first baseline. Yesterday, a scare for Begley. He was coming home, and nearly rolled his ankle over on a bat at home plate. And he's eventually able to shake it off and get up under his own power. But certainly another scare there as he wore that one off the left wrist. Hit by pitch keeps the inning alive. Will Harmon's due up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Oh, 0. Harmon softly dribbles over. It's off the glove of Welch, and this allows Harmon to sprint down the line, but he's called out. What a rebound there by Wolf at second base. And the Wildcats get out of the inning unscathed. Still 1-0 Oak Ridge. We move to the 4th. This is Greeneville Baseball in the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Your project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
What a day for baseball here at Dale Alexander Field, featuring one of the top matchups in the entire state. Oak Ridge, Greeneville, 5 combined state tournament appearances in a row between these two squads, both of them looking to get back to Murfreesboro once more. Oak Ridge always been in that ever-talented District 4-4A. You've got the likes of Farragut, you've got Hardin Valley, you also got McMinn County, just tons of talent in that district. I mean, even your worst team in that district in Lenoir City is a pretty good ball club. You got Bearden as well, who Greeneville wind up and beat this past weekend in Knoxville. But Farragut has definitely had the stranglehold on that district. Last year, Oak Ridge actually beat Farragut in the district tournament. They would move on, go on the road in their sectional, host their sectional. They would win. They would knock off Science Hill in 3 games and lose to Clarksville in the state semifinals. They lost to Clarksville twice, the eventual state runner-ups. Put together a 36-9 campaign this season, 24-2 and 1 tie. Went down to Alabama for a week. Gulf Shores in the Gulf Coast Classic strung together 4 wins and tied in the championship. Tell me why, Tyler. They wouldn't let those kids finish out a championship game. They let it end in a tie. And you see Joe Webb here stepping in to lead things off for this Wildcat offense. Webb, who singled his first time up, also slid in to steal first bag of the day as he sees one outside. And you see him look back to the on-deck circle. He's signaling the pitch.
I like that.
It's high-level stuff.
Yeah.
You don't see it much at the high school level. Nice wag in the...
That's what I was about to mention, too. You see him. That's when you know a player's ready to hit. You see them waggle a little bit there.
Good movement.
I like the leadership to relay that back to let everybody in the dugout know how the pitch is moving.
2-1 as Webb sees a breaking pitch. Man, Harmon has got all 3 of those pitches dialed in here today. Been able to land and throw each of them for a strike so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes facing the junior Vanderbilt commit. 2-2, breaking pitch, called strike 3. Strikes out the Tennessee commit first, and now the Vandy boy goes down on strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Will Harmon records punch out number 6 today.
Stepping to the plate, the left fielder.
That is big-time stuff. He has now struck out 6 of the 9 batters in this Wildcat order. Each of those 6 coming against different bats. It's pretty impressive. 0-0 with 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th inning, Harmon continues to deal, and you've really been able to tell later in this game, Tyler, early on it was a lot of getting behind early in counts, but not so here in the last 2 innings. Harmon been able to get ahead early. That's really paid off for this Green Devil pitching staff and defense. The 0-1 pitch out of the windup. Top left corner, another thing he's been able to do
now.
well.
He's grooving.
Just paint those corners. He's done that so effectively today.
And getting those 2 strikeouts were huge. Teasley at the end of the inning with 1 on in scoring position, and then to start the inning here with Webb. It's huge to get those 2 because obviously they're the 2 best players, but they've got the potential to also do the most damage in this lineup.
Nothing in 2. That one was very close.
And, I mean, another note, there's 2 hits today on Oak Ridge's team, and it was those 2. So
Greeneville just the 1 hit so far this afternoon. But Harmon able to miss enough bats to keep it a 1-run ball game. And it's been a lot of that. High strikeout stuff by the stud lefty. A breaking pitch there that sends his 3rd consecutive Wildcat down to the dugout. 3 straight Ks by Harmon. He's got a chance to strike out the side in order here after back-to-back punches to begin the top of the 4th. Brooks Poteet, who grounded out to the second baseman his last time up, will stand in now with 2 outs. Nobody on. Poteet, the right fielder. A first pitch breaking ball in the dirt. 254 hitter on the season. Let's have a homer. Other than that, 12 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 2 triples for Poteet, another junior in this Wildcat lineup. Just 2 seniors, Tyler, and a lot of juniors, but my goodness, you shudder to think about what this team could look like this season from now.
That's scary. Also, with the transfer portal, you wonder what they could add. You've already seen them add Joe Webb, and that's a point I was thinking about at the beginning of this inning. How much better would Pigeon Forge be right now with Joe Webb, as they're the #1 team in 2A?
Oh, my gosh.
But what would Oak Ridge look like without him?
2-1 is dribbled foul. He's playing first base for Oak Ridge today.
Yes.
And that was a stud shortstop, one of the best defensive shortstops in 2A, if not the best, a season ago. And now he's playing first base, one of the best teams in Class 4A. Yeah, he's a special talent for sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Harmon looking to abandon the side. 2-2 offering, belted right side and diving out, but can't make the grab. Over at second was Case Spradlin. Oak Ridge with their first hit since the Joe Webb single back in the 1st. And there's 1 on with 2 outs, and Noah Wood stepping to the plate.
Stepping to the plate, the shortstop, Noah Wood.
Wood, the Wildcat shortstop, with a man on. 0 for 1 with a strikeout here today. 1 of 6 strikeout victims for Harmon. Another right-handed bat to face off against the star lefty. Poteet gets the lead over at first base.
Was it you that was telling me that Harmon also has a very deadly pickoff move?
Yes.
As a
we
lefty?
saw him. He had a, who was it, dead in the rights until they
squeaked out to second base, yeah. I think my favorite part about Harmon, too, is he controls the strike zone so well. You've seen so many players, I wouldn't say frozen, but they don't think it's going to be a strike and hit the zone, and he hits it right there on the outer edge. So he does a good job at commanding the zone. I think with an ump, I mean, every ump's zone is different, so you kind of got to figure that out along the way. But his command is so good.
That's the word for command, just incredible.
It's an MLB The Show term.
Again, put on game. Another good pickoff, and he's got someone dead in the rights again. 1-4, back to 1, tagged out. It's a pickoff to end the inning, and Harmon faces the minimum. Still a 1-0 Oak Ridge lead, but Harmon erases the lone Oak Ridge base hit to get out of a jam. Bottom of the 4th we go, still a 1-0 Oak Ridge lead. This is Greeneville Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greeneville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreeneville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville.
Well, Harmon faces 3 in the top of the 4th inning. We head to the home half, still a 1-0 Oak Ridge advantage. With 5, 6, and 7 stepping to the plate, Crosby, Thompson, and Smith. Excellent day of weather here at the park. Excellent day of baseball, just high-level stuff all around. As we'll see Grayson Crosby lead off for a second time today. Love that Bob Marley walk-up. I told him about it a couple days ago. Just good to get in that headspace, you know?
I like Bob Marley.
We talked about some chill players here today, just calm, composed. I think a no better artist to walk up to the plate to than Marley.
You'd be hard-pressed to find, yeah.
Crosby, who flew out to left field his first time up. No balls, no strikes, and, you know, kind of welcoming in Science Hill yesterday and Oak Ridge, doing some digging around, just looking at the landscape of Region 1, Region 2, who Greeneville could potentially face in a sectional here in the last couple days. They do after this pitch here. The 1-0 by Welch is fouled away by Crosby. But Tennessee High, completely under the radar team, they go and knock off Dobbins Bennett last night. And they'll play 2 with Dobbins Bennett this week in the Tribe Classic over in Kingsport. But that was a team that wasn't even on my radar. Of course, you think of Elizabethton in that other region. You got Sullivan East, Crockett. Well, I think it's a step up in 4A, no, they're in 3A now. So you got Crockett in that other region, new, aligned in 2026. But you take a look at that region over as well, who you'd face in a sectional. Seymour in the top 10 of the state polls at number 10 this week.
Yeah, we saw that in sub-state last year.
And that's a Seymour team who brings back a lot. I was talking about that last year at Pioneer Park. This team just brings back so much talent, especially when you return one of your top arms, which Seymour has done. You really tell with the success that they've had thus far. You've also got an Anderson County team who's got the best record in that district. This is right up the middle by Crosby. Can he beat it out to first? Bang, bang, play, and yes, he will beat it out safely. An infield single for Grayson Crosby. And there's a man on with nobody out for Sam Thompson. It's the first leadoff base runner to reach for Greeneville here today.
Sam Thompson.
And just the second base hit of the afternoon. That's big-time stuff. Sam Thompson, who walked his first time up, the designated hitter here after pitching the complete game just last night. Actually second on the team in wins, to my surprise earlier, Tyler, looking at his pitching stats. 5-1 now on the season.
Wow.
Really good. And he's only had 5 starts after last night. It's a push bunt right back to the hill. Welch will field it, throw to second. It's high, and it takes the shortstop off the bag. Everybody's safe, and Greenville's got 2 aboard with nobody out.
Let's go, Big C. Here we go, baby. I like it, 11. Get to it, baby.
And that's a play where if Welch makes it, that's a tremendous play. You grab the lead runner, nobody is harmed, and you've got 1 out with a runner on first. But you missed that play, and you got yourself in a sticky situation now. Nobody out. Corners playing in on the infield grass. Colton Smith, the RBI machine, stepping to the plate here in a 1-run ball game. Squares around a bunt. It's a breaking pitch called ball away.
With
And
some
it's
bad
1-0.
bunny.
Yeah.
I like the walk-up music.
One of my
Sam
favorite
Thompson,
walk-ups.
Offset. I'll be honest, I've not been paying attention to the others.
I like Kane Rickers. Rickers got a good one.
What's it?
Ricker and Bagel. I forget. I had to
That's out.
listen next time they come up, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But they got good ones.
You've got me thinking these last 2 at-bats now. Like, who are some more – are there any artists that are more chill to walk up to than Bob Marley? As of right now, I can't think of any, just because that's the epitome of
Jimmy
Bob.
Buffett.
That's the epitome of Bob Marley's music.
Yeah.
Is just relaxation.
Right.
And a little extra.
Let us know. Let us know. Is there a more chill artist you could walk up to the plate to than Marley himself? Smith misses the bunt here for strike 2. Hit by pitches last time up. Actually, just lost the lead in this category, but he was leading the team on walks this season. He's got 21 free passes on the year. The University of Cumberland's football signee a few months ago at that signing ceremony.
We were there.
Live here on our First Horizon Green Sports Zone channels.
Good to see Colton playing too. Kid that dealt with a lot of injuries in his high school career. It's good to see him.
The 2-2 pitch by Welch clips the bottom of the zone, and it's another strikeout for the big lefty. That's the first strikeout for Welch since he set down Winter back in the second. And Brandon White will step in. Another strikeout victim today. But looking to take advantage here, this 2 runners on with 1 out scenario.
Can you name that rapper? The DRE. Dr. Dre.
It's big.
Will Harmon, he's got a good one. It's Big Papa. It just popped in my head.
I had no idea.
By Biggie.
No, I would have guessed 100 other songs before that one. 1-0. Brandon White jumps ahead. The Greeneville catcher sees the 1-0, lifts it high in the sky, back behind.
Oh, that might be us. Nope.
Right, the backstop, the catcher free will glove it for out number 2. My goodness. That one hooked all over the place, and the wind eventually blew it back in to where Parker Free was able to glove it for out number 2.
Fielder, Jackson Winter.
We're gonna play this game. Can you name that rapper?
This is
middle school for you.
Is that Fetty Wap?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
I don't know. I'm gonna have a hard time picking my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. For a split second right there, I thought that ball was coming to us.
Yeah.
It looked like it had the trajectory.
Yeah, Jackson White to the plate here with 2 men on and 2 outs. Big job after an error by Cam Welch prolongs the inning. Is he able to get himself out of the own jam that he created? 0-1 here with 2 outs. I've always been an advocate, Tyler. I think we had this conversation a few weeks ago. If you're a pitcher and you commit an error yourself, I think that run, if it comes into score, should go against your line as an earned run.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You should submit that to whoever can change that statistic in the game of baseball. I have one too in basketball. If you pass the ball to a player who gets fouled and makes a free throw, that should be an assist.
Yes, I agree. As an avid 2K player in my youth, I definitely agree.
Yes,
because you're
you
missing out on all
assists.
those points
Yes.
in the extra. Yeah, I've held that opinion as well.
I don't have any in football.
Oh, I've got several, and it starts with the. Oh, we'll get to it after this pitch.
Yeah, you're a football
It
player.
starts with the
yourself, so you got a lot.
grounding rule in high school football. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a travesty. It really is. You put these quarterbacks in danger. They're not able to ground it legally. You cannot ground in high school football. It's intentional every time. So you've just got to throw it in the vicinity of a receiver. You can't just throw it out of bounds, even if you're outside the tackle box and even if it gets back to the line of
You
scrimmage.
actually got to throw it in the field
Yeah,
of play.
that's been my number one biggest bone to pick because it's not like that in the college game or the pro game.
Yeah, you can just throw it away. You can throw it in the first row.
0-2, lifted out by Winter, and this at-bat continues.
The chance of him getting walked here is very low. He's swinging at a lot of pitches, and the count stayed at 0-2 for the entire at-bat now. So if he can get on right here with a hit somehow or get hit by a pitch, you've got a dangerous batter on deck right now in Maddox Bishop.
8th pitch of the at-bat on the way. Cam Welch kicks, delivers 0-2 upstairs, and Jackson Winter will see one more. Welch has dealt well here today. 3 2/3 pitched, 2 hits surrendered, 4 strikeouts against 1 walk. He has hit 2 batters, but has put up the goose egg in the most important aspect, and that's the runs allowed. Big pitch upcoming, the 1-2, and Jackson Winter will stay alive. You'll love to see the battle in this Greeneville lineup. 1 through 9, and Winter refuses to go down quietly. Struck out his first time up. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Winter. He's fouled 4 off. The 1-2 just off the outer edge. It's a ball, and it keeps the count alive. Nine pitch AB here for the senior left fielder. Welch comes set. The 2-2 offering, hooks upstairs for a ball. It's a full count. After falling behind 0-2, he fouled off 3 and then saw ball 1, fouled off another, and then we've seen 2 straight balls here to round out the count to full. I mean, that's 10 pitches added to Welch's pitch count, which now sits at 80.
Hey, I said the chances of him walking would be low. I didn't say impossible.
Big time pitch coming up here. The payoff pitch, downstairs, ball 4. And Jackson Winter has loaded the bases here in the bottom of the 4th inning with an 11-pitch at-bat that ends in a base on balls. And Maddox Bishop will step to the plate. The lineup will turn over, and Oak Ridge will call the troops out to the hill for a mound visit. My goodness, what an opportunity here for the senior center fielder, Maddox Bishop. I think Tame Impala, Tyler, might be another one of those.
That's a good
groups.
one. That's a good one, yeah.
You'd put that up there with a Marley. I think we got a Tame song playing here for Bishop. But a big-time spot. Maddox Bishop looking to bust this thing wide open in the bottom of the 4th inning. Greeneville trailing 1-0. Held to just 2 hits so far today. 1 error apiece between these two sides. Cam Welch has been stellar. The starting arm for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Has he finally run into a problem that he can't solve?
You got a big at-bat here. Because if you can get anything down in the outfield, you could score 2 right here. I mean, it all depends on anything that can happen. Because we know Sam Thompson's fast, but if you just get a hard hit single, they may hold him up at 3rd. But with 2 outs, you don't know. So
Maddox Bishop, 22 walks on the year, which leads the team. He's driven in 19 on the season. He's got a chance to do a job right here. The 0-0 looked at by Bishop. First pitch breaking ball that falls for a strike. Battle of 2 of the top teams in the state of Tennessee. Oak Ridge, the unanimous number 2 in 4A. Greeneville, unanimous number 1 for 4 consecutive weeks. The 0-1 lifted off the bat of Bishop off the handle, drifting over his wood, and he will retire Bishop, and Greeneville's out of the inning. They leave the bases loaded. Cam Welch able to slam the door once more. We move to the 5th. Our score remains Oak Ridge 1, Greeneville 0. As you listen to Green Devil Baseball here on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better day at the ballpark here on a Thursday afternoon. Greeneville, Oak Ridge, just 1 run between the two sides through 4 complete innings, 5 combined hits, each team with an error apiece. Oak Ridge gets out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 4th inning after a Maddox Bishop pop-out, and Will Harmon will look to keep this game within reach.
Stepping to the plate, the shortstop, Noah
Last
Wood.
inning we saw Harmon, big strikeouts against Webb and Fagan to start. And then a single allowed by Poteet, but erased on the pickoff, which grabbed him on the 1-3-4-1 put out. Slider misses in at the feet of our leadoff batter, Noah Wood, the shortstop who put away Bishop's pop out. And Harmon, one of the first times in quite some time that he started behind the 8-ball as far as the count's concerned. The 1-0 pitch, dotted up on the outside, but left just an inch outside. That outside pitch has really been working for Harmon here today, though. He's lived in that bottom left and bottom right corner.
Got it that time.
Paints the same spot, just a few more inches inside, and it's now 2-1 in the count. The pitch, driven foul off the batting facility. One of the newer additions here at Dale Alexander Field. A lot of facelifts here in last couple of years. You've got the new video board. You got the new Dale Alexander sign down the right field line. Of course, the new batting facility, which is really most important because it gets you better. The other two don't necessarily make you better. It just makes the product more fun to watch. But a new enclosed locker room as well here at the facility. It's really nice. New signage also up here at the ballpark.
Got a Carson Quillen banner on
You
the side.
keep hanging those state title banners, you'll see a lot more developments coming up as Wood softly grounds one back to the hill. It's off of Harmon's glove. He'll regain control. Toss the first, and it's way outside. It'll hit the right field brick wall and allow Wood to advance to second. So the second error of the day for Greeneville. And this one puts a Wildcat into scoring position. That's the first Wildcat in scoring position since Mikey Teasley doubled and came around to score in the first. And so with no outs and a runner at second, we'll see a pinch runner here for Oak Ridge, as that is Kipton Fagan, the sophomore, coming in to run. I believe the younger brother of Carson Fagan.
I'll be honest, that might be only the second time I've ever heard the name Kipton.
Common around our neck of the woods. Kipton over in Lower Afton this season. Well, how do you bounce back here, Will Harmon? Second error of the day for Greeneville. Oak Ridge will send in Colton Bankin, the DH, who struck out his first time up. Bankin, not a towering figure by any stretch of the imagination. Very low center of gravity.
Does that make for a smaller strike zone?
I believe it does.
And that's an honest question, too.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think that I'm belittling him or anything. Because I wonder that same thing with, like, the majors. You have Aaron Judge and Jose Altuve, which are players with such different statures. Do the strike zones get shrunk and get expanded when you have players of different size?
Bankin's batting, or at least he was entering the game, 1,000 on this season. 4 for 4 coming in with 4 hits, 3 runs batted in, and a double.
Wow, so he's put in big spots.
Yeah. Has not played a ton of games, just 4 on the season up until today, but Coach Free must have looked at the lineup card, must have looked at the matchup in Will Harmon and said, I believe Bankin's our best shot. We do have some action warming in the Wildcat bullpen over down the left field line. Looks like it's going to be Jaden Cheverton, the sophomore right-handed pitcher, getting loose. Currently down in the pen for Oak Ridge. Here's the 1-2 by Harmon. Bankin offers, sends it foul over the Greeneville dugout. A couple other games in action today. Greeneville winners over Chuggadoke on the softball diamond. You also had North Green win their first game of the day over Sullivan East. South Green baseball leading West Washington 17-4. Wow, that's the defending 1A state champions in Indiana. But they're doing that too. Cloudland currently leads South Green in softball 7-6. You've got Morristown West and Granger in the Buddy Hawk Classic. And a District 2 3A affair. It's Volunteer trailing Westridge by 1, 7-6. At Granger scores 4-3 in Morristown West's favor. North Green is tied with Daniel Boone early on. And Chuggadoke falling behind early against the Westridge softball team 9-0. A couple other scores, we'll get to them here in just a moment. The 1-2 in at the feet of Bachman, but a called ball 2. North Green and Chuggadook picking up a non-conference game on a Thursday. That one took a couple of days on a short notice to put together, but Chuggadook leads at 12-2 over the Huskies in a county v. county matchup. Harmon delivers the 2-2. It's up and out, and Bachman moves ahead, and the count fills up 3-2. That Chuggadook North Green game at the top of the third inning. Back to the action here from the Dale, though. We've got ourselves an excellent ball game on our hands. Payoff pitch, perhaps the biggest of the day for Will Harmon. 75 pitches thrown so far. The payoff, upstairs, ball 4, and Bachman, who jumped ahead on that 3-2 count. It was initially
second baseman Jonah Wolf.
A 1-2 count, but he battles all the way back, fouls off 2, and Coach Collins will make his way out onto the field for our first mound visit of the afternoon. Today's telecast brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, proud to be the official transportation provider of Greeneville baseball and today's TV telecast. Find out how you can get $5,500 off MSRP on a new Rogue or Frontier, or up to $7,000 off a Pathfinder with 0% financing available. Looks like we'll have a lengthy visit here with Collins and the battery. Grayson Crosby going to come in and have a word as well. Big time spot in this ball game as we've got Bachman reaching on the walk after the error to start the inning. It's Wolf, and then it's the top of the order that looms so formidable. You'd like to see yourself get out of it before you have to face Teasley and Webb again, especially with runners on base. Would not want to see those two again with those runners on. But, I mean, even to get to them, you've got East, you've got Free, who are really good bats in this Wildcat lineup. It's a reason why they bat at the top of the order. But you'd think, Tyler, a ground ball double play here certainly help your chances before Will can start his third trip through this Oak Ridge order. Such a big time spot in the ball game. 1-0 Oak Ridge leads. Oak Ridge actually a couple of common opponents between these two schools here this season. We'll get to them after this first pitch of the at-bat, as Jonah Wolf, over one with a ground out, will step in for a second time. Harmon out of the stretch, kicks and delivers. It's low for ball 1. Oak Ridge starting the season 16-1 before that tie in Alabama. They have since won 5 straight.
Tied.
2 wins over a Bearden team that Greeneville just beat this past weekend, and 2 big wins over Ray County to start the week, behind a 17 strikeout performance from Mikey Teasley. The 1-0 bunted on by Wolf. It's perfectly placed, and Harmon can all but chase it down and pick it up. No throw available, and Oak Ridge has loaded the bases here top of the 5th inning with no outs. A beautifully paced bunt there by Jonah Wolf at the bottom of the order. And just like that, the lineup turns over.
Sometimes you just do what you got to do to get on base. Sometimes you got to play the game of baseball like it's meant to be played. Drop some bunts down in a no-out situation. We saw Greeneville try to do it when they had them on first and second with no outs. Just weren't able to do it, and now the lineup flips over. So this is when it gets dangerous.
Warren East will stand in. 19 runs driven in on the season for the junior center fielder. Will Harmon, you talk about getting out of a jam. We'll see what he can do. This one away. Cam Welch in a very similar jam the last half inning, as Greeneville had 2 on with nobody out, but Welch able to get out of it unscathed without allowing a run. We'll see if Harmon can do much of the same. The 1-0 pitch hooked in for a strike. Low and left. Again, that corner paying dividends for Harmon here today. An Oak Ridge lineup loaded with right-handed bats as they send one more to the plate in Warren East. Center fielder due up for a 3rd time. He reached by error his last time, but he's over 2 with a ground out. Other than that, timeout called by East as he steps out and regains his composure. Every base loaded for Oak Ridge. Harmon rocks and delivers the 1-1. Watched by East, outside corner. Called strike 3. And Harmon looks to get back in it. Seven strikeouts, no walks on the day for Harmon before the inning began, but the free pass issued to Bankin, his first offered up today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harmon out of the windup, hooks one in. This one driven right up the middle. Diving out to make the grab is Spradlin. He can't get the toss up in time, and Oak Ridge will plate one on an RBI single from Warren East.
Stepping to the plate, the catcher, Parker Free.
That ball smoked up the middle. And just like that, now staring down the barrel, Free, Teasley, and Webb coming up. Harmon struck out each of them the last time he faced them. But as we know in this spot in the order, 3 most talented bats in this Wildcat lineup. And Coach Collins wants a timeout. He'll make his way out on the bump. Perhaps a change is underway. I believe it has to be a change here with it being the second mound visit too. Coach Collins pretty urgent, wanting that timeout to be called as he comes out and has a word with his starting left-handed pitcher. I believe one of the changes is going to deal with Grayson Crosby, as you saw Coach Collins have a word with him in that last mound visit. Just those 3 having the discussion now, though, between White and Will Harmon.
So I guess it doesn't have to be a change. I don't fully know the rules.
Going to put the faith in the hands of Will Harmon here. Will started the week. He threw 68 pitches on Monday in that win over Cherokee, a 15-2 run rule decision. Also going 3 for 3 at the plate with those 3 runs batted in on the 2-run homer. He and Grayson Crosby combining for 10 strikeouts, so both of them able to go today on 2 days rest. A healthy cut there by Parker Free, man. He was looking to do something with ill intent. 7 homers on the season for the Wildcat catcher. This one's going to be fouled off into the body of Branton White, though, as the Greeneville Athletic training staff and Coach Collins will go out and have a word with the downed catcher. White, just the sophomore. You get a great look at where that hit him, Tyler, but definitely missed the padding there.
Looks to be okay.
Might have worn that off the wrist.
Forearm,
looks like.
Right wrist. Pointed to his forearm area. Could be either forearm or wrist.
So White able to shake it off here. Looks like he'll be kept in the game, and that's what you want to see from your starting catcher there.
Shout out to Bill also.
Ton of toughness. Yeah, shout out to Bill. So Greeneville, who allows its second run of the day on an RBI single from Warren East. Facing an equally difficult spot here with the bases loaded. Still nobody out. In the heart of this order coming to the plate, Parker Free, who fouled the first pitch of the at-bat off. Biggest power bat in this Wildcat lineup. 0-1 the count. Harmon looking to escape. The 0-1 looked at by Free, low and away. It's ball 1. Mikey Teasley, the UT baseball commit, stands waiting in the wings in the on-deck circle. Joe Webb, the Vandy boy commit, in the hole. Not the 1 to the 2-3-4 he'd like to see at this juncture. 1-1 cut on and missed by Free, and Harmon jumps ahead. 2 straight base knocks by Oak Ridge. A single on a bunt from Jonah Wolf, and a single that didn't escape the infield by Warren East. Here's the 1-2. Free lifts it right side. It's hooking foul. It's out of play, and Colt Smith will chase it, but to no avail. It's 1-2, the count for Parker Free as he returns to the right-handed batter's box. Greeneville in action tomorrow here at Dale Alexander Field as well for those wanting to come catch a game. These Greeneville Green Devils on leg 2 of a 6-game homestand. Tomorrow they'll welcome in Morristown East. Saturday a doubleheader against East Hamilton and Hazard out of Kentucky to complete their Buddy Hawk Classic play at 10 and 12:30 on Saturday. First pitch slated for 5 p.m. tomorrow. Harmon looking to get out. The 1-2 fouled away by Free, and the AB continues. You talk about power, this bat from Free, not only one of the best in this Oak Ridge lineup, but one of the more talented in the entire region. 1173 on base percent, or OPS, excuse me. A 727 slugger. The 1-2 by Harmon. It's upstairs for ball 2, and the count is tied up. A defensive game so far here today. Just 7 combined hits between the two teams. Greeneville's held to just 2 of those 7. Harmon fires in the 2-2, rolled over on left side middle infield. Rickard charges in to make the grab and the throw. They'll trade a run for an out, and it's 3-0 Oak Ridge on the RBI ground out.
I think any one of them you can get at this point. It's been a tough start to the inning. Coach Collins going to come out a third time.
So this will likely be a pitching change. And Will Harmon's day will be done after 92 pitches. Siler Lewis going to come in. We'll tell you about him when we come back. We'll take a break for the pitching change. Oak Ridge takes a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. This is Greeneville Baseball in the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
In Greeneville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Well, Harmon's day is done. Now we'll get our first chance to look at Siler Lewis, the junior right-handed pitcher for this Greeneville pitching staff. Lewis comes in and they'll walk Mikey Teasley. Teasley, the UT baseball commit, given the free bag over at first, but nothing you can do with Joe Webb waiting on deck. Unless you want to give him the Barry Bonds treatment. The Vanderbilt commit will stand in with 1 out and every base loaded, occupied. Teasley intentionally walked. The ultimate sign of respect after doubling his first time up and striking out his last time. Siler Lewis will now face his first official batter. Joe Webb 1 for 2 with a single, his first plate appearance. This is absolutely tattooed by Joe Webb out towards the left center wall, and this ball is gone. It's a grand slam for Oak Ridge. The Vandy commit Joe Webb makes the Green Devils pay for the intentional walk, and 4 runs will score for the Wildcats. Joe Webb granny makes it 7-zip. Wildcats. Brutal.
Stepping to the plate, the left fielder, Carson.
4 RBIs come in for Webb, and his game is absolutely flipped on its head. 7-0 in the blink of an eye. Tyler Lewis has been pretty good this season for Greeneville. Pretty special as the next batter, Carson Fagan, will lift it up the elevator shaft. Middle infield right side as Kane Ricker will move in to make the grab, but not much you can do. Sometimes there's just so much that you can do, Tyler. And pitch left a little bit inside. The first pitch of the at-bat was just blitzed by Joe Webb.
You knew it was hit well off the bat. You didn't know if it would carry out or not. The wind not affecting it too much. It's blowing kind of in from right field, so you didn't expect it to hold it in, but definitely had enough travel. Sometimes you can just watch the outfielder and tell that he knows it's going.
Webb's 5th homer of the season, and another high pop here. Left side of the infield. Crosby moving over, and they'll make the catch in front of the Oak Ridge dugout. But a Joe Webb grand slam and a Greeneville error contributes to 6 Wildcat runs. Oak Ridge takes a 7-0 lead to the home half. Due up for Greeneville 2-3-4. Ricker, Begley, and Harmon when we come back. This is Greeneville Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greeneville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greeneville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreeneville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville.
Well, this game flipped on its head. A Joe Webb grand slam makes it 7-0 Oak Ridge as a part of a 6-run top of the 5th inning, and the Wildcats have blown this one wide open. 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 Oak Ridge error thus far. Greeneville has been held to just 2 hits, but maybe there's a rainbow or a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, if you will. The new arm into the game for Oak Ridge. It's Jaden Cheverton, the sophomore right-handed pitcher, who comes in for relief of Cam Welch. Leading off, Kane Ricker. Ricker 1 for 2 today with one of Greeneville's 2 base hits. Greeneville looking to get on the board for the first time today, and Greeneville has had the chances. They have had the base runners, but they have left a combined 7 on the base pass through 4 innings of work, Tyler. Cam Welch able to get out of a couple jams. Bases loaded once for Greeneville last inning, and 2 runners on back in the second with no outs. That's happened twice today. At Greeneville unable to convert. 0-1 as Cheverton starts with a strike away. This one is intended for us, maybe. This one's way behind Ricker, and that one must have slipped out of the hand of Cheverton for ball 1. Gotta give you the butterflies there.
Well, I was on my phone replying back to somebody, and I looked up, and I just seen it coming straight at me. You just naturally react and move a little bit.
Greeneville 14-1 at home this season, playing their 16th game here at Dale Alexander Field. Oak Ridge as an away team, pretty good, 7-1 on the season. Oak Ridge has played 8 neutral site games this year. Of course, a lot of those down in Gulf Shores. That kind of stuck out to me whenever I was looking at their
I have to make a visit to Gulf Shores sometime. I see a lot of teams in East Tennessee trout. Have you been?
Once, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it for?
It's just for vacation. Just for vacation. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Maybe we can swindle Ron Metcalf, Ryan Staten into letting us take a Green Sports Zone
Greeneville softball competes.
Hey.
Actually can't reveal any information that I was relayed from another coach that might be trying to compete there.
This one's hit well by Ricker, but Wolf jumps up to make the grab at second base for out number 1. Just barely snagged by the leaping second baseman.
All right, I'll lose at this game. I'm not sure whose Tegan's walk-up song is by.
We're not cultured enough. Because this
I may go 8 for 9.
Needs to be, yeah. It's good. That is my favorite. It is Tegan's stuff. It's his and Grayson's. Neither of them probably care. They trail by 7.
Next. Get some big papa by Biggie pumping through the speakers.
That's tough to.
May get us copyrighted though, so.
Tough to end Harmon's day. 5 of those runs go on his line. Or I guess I could say 4 of the runs in the 5th inning go against Harmon's line. Overall, 5 runs allowed, but
Joe Webb accredited to
Lewis.
Tyler Lewis.
Yeah. On the first pitch of Lewis's day, taking over the left center field wall by the Vandy commit in Joe Webb. The former Army commit, Tegan Begley, stands in here in a 2-1 count.
It's cool being in this day and age where you have podcasts because you hear a lot of major league pitchers tell stories and stuff. I didn't know this in the major leagues, but it was John Lester was talking about Game 7 of the 2016 World Series when he pitched, and he left, I think, 2 on base whenever he was taken out of the game, and it's like an unwritten rule that you have to stay in the dugout until the runners that you're responsible for leave the base paths, and then you can go shower, change, and everything. So that's something cool I figured out.
Begley sees strike 2 on the outer edge. I've seen that too. I've also seen the starter, and it's usually whenever they have a good start, but they'll stay in the dugout for the rest of the game. That's more at the college game. I don't watch a ton of pro ball.
But you don't see that a lot. I mean, you go into the dugout, they show you go to the dugout, and they might show you what they are doing in the dugout, and, flash the final line stats on a lower third.
Yeah.
Then after that, you don't see them anymore. You never think they go to the back.
Yeah.
You think they just chill in the dugout the rest of the time.
How about Otani last night? First
pitching
game in a long
time, not DHing while pitching.
Yeah.
Seemed like they did all right, though. Also, nice to have Joe Buck back on baseball.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I don't know why he doesn't do it. I mean, with ESPN not having as many games, I understand, but I always thought Joe Buck was the best.
This one is launched by Begley out towards left center field. It will be off the wall, and Begley will stretch it to 2, sliding in head first. It's a 1-out double by Tegan Begley. That's the 8th double of the season for the senior, and just the 3rd hit of the day for Greeneville baseball.
I'm not afraid to say that was probably the hardest tip ball we've seen today.
Without a doubt.
There might be a nice, I don't know if that's it or not. There's a little dent or what looks like some chipped paint above the tarp out there, but I would have hated, I actually would have loved to seen how fast that went.
Begley going to call time here. Maybe go. What's going on here, Tyler? Got a pinch runner coming in?
I don't know. That's why I paused for a second.
It looks like we will have a runner coming in. It's Aiden Freeland for Greeneville.
Not normally do you see the manager on the field.
Right.
I'm sure he called time before, but
Aiden Freeland, by the way, Tyler, apparently he's been doing really well in his JV starts on the mound. That could be an arm that we come to see later in his high school career, but David Painter telling me that beforehand as the lights flicker on here at Dale Alexander. So a name to watch rising up. Also, Austin Richards. Didn't know that Coach Richards had a younger son.
Yes.
The sophomore, the third Richards brother, has made his way through this Greeneville baseball program. He made his second appearance this past weekend in Knoxville. He had some pretty good stuff. A lot of sophomore talent on this team. Yo-Wo lifted back by Harmon out of play.
I don't know if he was on the same teams with his brother. What year is he?
He's a sophomore.
So he definitely
I think he
wouldn't have
missed
been.
him.
Yeah, because I think it was last year when we were down there in Murfreesboro, I would see somebody who looked very similar to Colton walking past.
Yeah.
And I said, he's got to be a Richards.
Uh-huh. I mean, they used to go to West Pines. Mom used to teach at West Pines, then Doak. Remember, she taught at Doak when I was there. You talk about kids from the Doak, Chuggett Oak system making their way to Greeneville, right?
The Dokesters.
The Dokesters. No balls and 2 strikes here on Will Harmon, who's 0 for 2 today. Grounded into that 1-4-3 play. His last time up will sky this one. It's got some awkward movement in the air, and Teasley will camp underneath it for round number 2. Just a tough outing for this Greeneville offense. They've had to scratch and claw their way for each of their 3 hits.
Green Devils, the third baseman, Grayson Crosby.
They have left runners on base in every inning so far. They left 2 on board in the second. They left the bases loaded last inning. And Grayson Crosby will now step in with 2 outs and 1 runner in scoring position. Talking with head coach Andy Collins here. Collins closing in on 300 career wins here at Greeneville. I got him down for 291. Now I got to go back and check because things got a little murky there in 2014. He's been the head coach at Greeneville since that 2015-16 season, but as a matter of when he took over, still got to do some double checking. But just know he is closing in on 300.
Could see that. Around postseason time.
Yeah, definitely 10 left in the schedule if you can rattle them off.
Goodness, some tough games left too.
Oh yeah.
2 with University High, Knox Catholic.
You're nearing the final stretch, final week of the regular season. They've got a game scheduled for next Saturday against Science Hill, but I'm not sure if that is still locked in or not. Could be a change. They could have taken that away, but either way, it will be done next weekend, either Friday or Saturday. Friday against Knox Catholic, and then Saturday potentially against Science Hill for a second time in a week and a half. The 1-0 pitch fouled back into the catcher's mitt by Crosby, who had an infield single his last time up. Crosby 2 doubles in last night's win over Science Hill. Really big outing for the junior. Cheverton delivers. Hits 1 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. It's Aiden Freeland coming into pinch run after the 1-out double from Tegan Begley. Cheverton, the righty, comes set on the hill out of the stretch. Fires in the 1-2 offering. It slides away, and the count knots up. I can't tell you the last time that I've seen Crosby not reach 6 pitches in an at-bat. I mean, it is just uncanny. It seems every time he's up, it's just what he does, just sees pitches. Cheverton now at number 20 as he fires in the 2-2. Crosby lays away.
Did not, no.
Gonna check the field umpire. He's behind. I mean, we've got a better view of him going around than the field umpire. My goodness.
Hey, to anybody out there listening, if you would like to be an official, contact your
Well, they're always looking for some, for good measure. Newsflash, apparently you can't get criticized for doing your job poorly.
Who said so?
Every official in existence.
Andrew French.
Actually, no.
I didn't say his
Andrew French, great official. Chris Osman, great official. Friends of the program. Payoff pitch, swung on by Crosby. It's lifted foul.
We didn't talk badly about Andrew French tonight.
No,
we had.
no. His partner?
He French
not
actually
French,
did a good job. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed seeing French out there. Almost ate a face full of turf pellets, but
very nearly
made the save.
Gave us a couple questionable signs. Didn't know if it was a strike or
He was falling.
Yeah, or strike or out or safe call. Jefferson comes set. The 3-2 upstairs. It's ball 4 for Grayson Crosby. On the 8th pitch of the at-bat, Crosby gets the free pass, and this inning will continue. There's some movement in the Oak Ridge bullpen. It looks like Coach Free will reach the bullpen here with 2 outs and 2 runners on. So we'll take a break, come back, tell you about the new Wildcat arm when we return. In a 7-0 Oak Ridge lead, bottom of the 5th inning, with 1 out left to get. This is First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
In Greeneville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value every day, Food City.
New arm into the game for the Oak Ridge Wildcats as Isaiah Wilson fires in his first offering. It's taken to left field on a 2-out knock from Sam Thompson. And the inning continues. The bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. So Grayson Crosby, who draws the 8-pitch walk.
Coming to the plate for the Green Devils, the first baseman, Colton
And Sam
Smith.
Thompson singling to keep the inning alive. Colton Smith with 2 outs and the bases loaded and a job to do. He got hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning, struck out his last time up. The 0-0. Smith holds off as a called strike across the knees. Isaiah Wilson, just a sophomore, the big righty on the hill now, the next in line to relieve for this Wildcat pitching staff. The 0-0 driven into left center by Colton Smith. 1 run will score, another is being waved around, but Grayson Crosby will put the brakes on. But it's 7-1. Greeneville scores its first run of the day on a 2-out base knock by Colton Smith. What a big-time job there by Colton Smith. RBI number 13 on the season.
Some Metallica now.
Number 19, Jacob Ward.
That's the first time we'll see Ward. It's his first time up.
Okay.
As he'll bat for Branton White.
Okay.
First run of the day for Greeneville, though. Couldn't have come at a better time. Answers that 6th spot put up in the top of the inning. Thanks to that grand slam from Oak Ridge.
All it takes is a little spark. Hitting's contagious. We've seen 2 in a row now, and when you get into the bullpen, anything can happen.
First offering to Ward as he lays off, and this back pick nearly sails over Joe Webb's head, but pretty good athlete, so I'm told. Tim Corbin doesn't recruit poor athletes.
As we've seen.
Yeah. Jacob Ward signing his letter of intent to play at Montreat this coming Thursday, a week from today. Next week at GHS. Sees two straight strikes to start, excuse me. We'll step back in. A .233 hitter on this season. 9 runs driven in. As he'll foul off the 0-2. It stays in Parker Free's mitt, and the inning is over. A second consecutive inning that Greeneville leaves the bases loaded, but they're able to scratch across one. They do it on 3 base knocks here, including an RBI single by Colton Smith. It makes it 7-1. Greeneville now trails by 6 as we enter the 6th. This is the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greeneville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money.
New arm on the mound for Greeneville as we head to the top of the 6th inning. A 7-1 Greeneville lead as Tegan Begley will now toe the rubber. Begley, one of Greeneville's best. Very interested to see the reasoning behind this. Begley, the 6'3", 200-pound senior right-handed pitcher, former Army baseball commit on the mound this season, making appearance number 10. He's had 4 starts under his line, but a 2-0 record, 25 1/3 innings of work. A 3.32 ERA, 166 WHIP. Opponent's batting .250 against the righty. Has allowed 27 hits, 18 runs, has struck out 39, and walked just 15. But Begley, typically the number 2 arm as far as starts are concerned. So you saw Will Harmon start the day. I figured, too, before the Grand Slam I figured today might be a Harmon-Begley 1-2 punch, especially you pitch Harmon on Monday this week. You still had Begley, who had yet to throw, but after you allowed that Grand Slam and you fell behind by 7, I thought for sure that you would hold Begley for one of your remaining games this week. I mean, you still got 3 games left, 1 tomorrow against Morristown East, and then 2 on Saturday against East Hamilton and Hazard. But no, Coach Collins going to reach the pin, and it's Tegan Begley. So not a start that we assumed it would be, and we will begin the top of the 6th inning. Oak Ridge leads 7-1. 6 hits for the Wildcats on 1 error. Greeneville held to just 3 hits. They've left the bases loaded 2 consecutive innings. Overall, Greeneville with 10 runners left on base. Oak Ridge has stranded just 2. And it's really showed up in the box score. Tegan Begley will start out of the windup. Corner infield playing in here for Greeneville. His first pitch breaking ball. Paints the inside corner. First time seeing Begley pitch myself since the outing he had against Granger back on Tuesday, March 10th. So it's been a while. But he's got some excellent stuff, Tegan Begley.
I hear he throws heat.
Absolutely.
This is my first time watching him pitch in person. Of course, you see videos, but
this one is sent up the middle. Kane Rickers gloved it off the ground. The throw is not able to be picked, and it's another error, the 3rd of the day for Greeneville on the 6-3 mishap.
Stepping to the plate, the DH, Colton Bankin.
Colton Bankin, the DH, who walked his last time up, now up for a 3rd time today. Greeneville struggled as far as fielding the ball goes. 3 errors in the first 3 innings of yesterday's game against Science Hill. Thankfully, they were able to clean it up enough to where those errors would not plague them. Back to Begley, though, and the type of player that he is. As he fires in the 0-1, it's fouled away. He's not really thrown a lot. No appearances this week. Didn't have any over the weekend in Knoxville either. Good to see him back after missing a couple games with him on the bump. Actually, thinking back to his last appearance, gotta go back and find that last appearance that he had. Offering low as Banking gives it a look for ball 2.
This kid's got a good eye.
Very good eye. Last appearance came on April 10th against Knox Central. It was in a relief appearance last Friday. And this will be a ball 3. Stealing from first to second is Noah Wood, but no throw down. And it'll be a full count as Bankin steps back in. His last start came against Granger on April 6th, so he's seen Granger twice in both of them. Begley able to work around some trouble. This is grounded back to the hill. Begley gloves it, throws in time for out number 1.
Stepping to the plate, the second baseman, Jonah Wolf.
Wood advances from second to third on the ground out. A couple of score updates from around the area. North Green, Daniel Boone softball tied at 2. Chukkadokee's taking a 17-2 lead over North Green as they're looking to remain undefeated against county competition this season. Greeneville softball has just begun against Westridge. They're currently tied scoreless as they have begun from Old Field, that is. This is rocketed up in the air. Moving in was Bishop. He lost it in the clouds. This is plenty deep enough to score Wood from third. And the RBI sac fly puts Oak Ridge ahead 8-1. So again, you trade an out for a run there. I don't even think if Bishop had read that cleanly, still was in no position to make a throw to grab the speedy Noah Wood. Greeneville winners earlier today in softball 8-0 over Chukkadoke. North Green victorious over Sullivan East 7-5. This is bunted on the first pitch of the at-bat. Crosby comes charging in, will bounce the throw, and it's picked by Smith. Bang, bang play, but it's a 5-3 to end the inning. 8-1 Oak Ridge. They scratch 1 to the top of the 6th. We move to the bottom half. Greeneville trails by 7 as they will send 9-1 and 2. Winner, Bishop, and Ricker to the plate when we come back. This is the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
8-1, Wildcats leading Greeneville, a battle of 2 of the top teams in the state of Tennessee. Second arm used out of the Oak Ridge bullpen. It's Isaiah Wilson out of the pen. The sophomore right-handed arm looking to sit down these Greeneville bats quietly as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. So far, our line, Oak Ridge 8 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Greeneville 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors. They have left 10 on base.
Stepping into the plate, number 15, Jack Lister.
Do it, Matthew. Name that rapper.
Thinking. Have we heard
You
this
actually
guy
named
before?
him earlier.
Oh,
Yes.
Fetty. Okay,
Yeah,
it's Fetty. Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go.
There we go. Okay. I was thinking there.
2 Fetty Wops. I'm glad to see Fetty Wops still popular with the youngins.
First offering, a called strike on the corner as Jack Lister, the 4th, will lead things off as he grabs the bat in place of Jackson Winter out in left field. It's 0-1 as Lister looks at strike 2 on the outer corner. Oak Ridge, the number 2 team in Class 4A. Greeneville, for a 4th consecutive week, atop the 3A charts. The 0-2 break-in pitch fouled away by Jack Lister. Tyler, this amazed me when I looked at it earlier this season. Lister, of course, the linebacker in football season. 5'10", 185 pounds. He's a junior. Guess what his squat max is?
Squat?
Squat.
It's 5.
500. 5 bands.
Is it 5
Yeah,
even? Yeah, I
5
saw
even.
it on social media. I didn't know what the exact number was.
That's just incredible for an 185 pounder. This is a true, ATG squat. It's true.
Yes.
It's not a fake pseudo squat. No, this was real.
It's on social media.
Yeah, you can go check it out on his Twitter.
I
Unless
honestly
he had some
think he
fake plates on
tagged us.
there. Lister going to wave this one up in the air. It drifts off to the right. Webb gives way to the second baseman, Wolf, and the first out of the inning is put away. No indication on what Maddox Bishop's squat max is, but he will stand in now with an out, nobody on. 0 for 3, a pair of flyouts, deep flyouts to center field. He popped out to shortstop, which ended the inning with the bases loaded back in the 4th. See the first pitch across the shin guard for ball number 1. Buddy Hawk Classic Tiny Day Tournament beginning today. For all the action and to stay up to date, head to our socials and our website at greensportszone.com. Wherever you do social media, we got you covered every step of the way. Plenty of stuff to read about as Bishop puts a charge on a one into left field. This one will take a couple of hops and hit the green wall out in left field. It's a double with 1 out for Maddox Bishop. Just the 4th hit of the day for this Greeneville offense. Second double of the day. The first came off the bat of Tegan Begley.
Ricker.
Actually, no, that's the 6th hit. I got him for 6 base hits. Again, my scorecard a little lagging behind there. Yeah, Oak Ridge has, to my estimation, 6 hits, and Greeneville should have now 6 as well after the double. Kane Ricker will stand in for a 4th time. Singled his first time up for one of those base hits. It's been an offensive struggle at times today for Greeneville, especially with runners in scoring position. This is out of the wheelhouse of Free. It advances Bishop from 2nd to 3rd. Wilson will chase it down a few feet inside the first base line. Two 2-0 the count on Kane Ricker. First team all-conference selection a season ago. Top 5 in the state with his RBI total. Continues to belt the baseball and has done it with runners on. The 2-0 looked at by Ricker away for ball 3. Way ahead. Again, a reminder coming up on these Green Sports Zone channels Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Tusculum football spring game, the orange and black game, as Ricker dodges out of the way of that one and is walked to put runners on the corners with just 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Here we go. Tegan Begley. One of the bigger hits of the day for either side. His double that hit off the wall and left center field his last time up. We'll see if Oak Ridge decides to go to the bullpen here. They've got some action brewing down in left field. That's Trice Sharp, the senior, who's typically their closer, who will come in to relieve in place of Isaiah Wilson. Kane Ricker stands at first. He and Bishop, your two best base runners at the top of the order. The 0-0 hooks in for strike one on the outer corner.
We've seen Teagan hit the hardest hit ball of the day so far earlier. How much can this game change if he hits one over the fence this time? I mean, that cuts that lead drastically, and you're already in an Oak Ridge bullpen. I know you've only got 5 outs to play with, but it's not over.
He'll nearly cut it in half if he is to do it. But more importantly, it'll get you within. I kind of see 4 runs as your one-possession games because you are just a swing of the way. I mean, we saw that with that Joe Webb grand slam earlier today. 4 runs puts you within reach.
And you're seeing Oak Ridge make their own mistakes that Greenville's capitalizing on.
Oh, the 1-1 in on the hands, and this one is fouled back.
You saw a passed ball or a wild pitch, one of the two allow Maddox to move to third. You saw Kane get walked on 4 pitches, so all it takes is just a little momentum to get something going.
Bottom of the 6th here from Dale Alexander in an 8-1 ball game. Wilson kicks, delivers. It's off the plate, and Begley didn't want anything to do with that last one.
To lay off that, because that could have clipped the zone and easily been strike 3 right there.
Absolutely. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on the Greeneville right fielder. Now pitcher, actually, reliever.
Yeah, also helps.
Big pitch there by Wilson. It sits Begley down on strikes, and we'll see a visit here with Coach Free, and he will go to the bullpen. With 2 outs, runners on the corners in the bottom of the 6th. Greeneville trails by 7. Tell you about the new Wildcat arm when we come back. You're listening to Greeneville Baseball on First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greeneville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville.
Hello and welcome back from Dale Alexander Field as we approach the final inning of play. 2 outs, runners on the corners for Will Harmon as he will stand in after Teagan Begley is sent down on strikes. Greeneville held to just 6 hits here today. One of them, Maddox Bishop double, to start the inning. A walk by Kane Ricker, then a strikeout by Begley now has us where we stand currently. Will Harmon due up for a 4th time today. 0 for 3 day for him so far. Struck out, has popped out, has grounded out. The sidewinding reliever, Trice Sharp, will come in for Sharp on the season, making his 11th appearance, a .95 ERA. 1-0 on the year as Harmon scoops one foul. The Submarine righty. 7 1/3 innings of work has allowed 10 hits, 4 runs, just 1 earned, has struck out 7 against 8 walks here this season. That's kind of shocking, Tyler, to have 11 appearances in just over 7 innings. So definitely a spot guy to come in whenever you're looking for a matchup. That's exactly what Coach Travis Free has went to here, and his couple of relievers thrown in Cheverton and Wilson, and now in Sharp. This is squared up nicely by Harmon towards the right center gap, and this one is way back. It is gone. Will Harmon, a 3-run blast. It's 8-4 on the 3-run shot from Will Harmon. You talk about a bat, a swing that can turn the game on its head in an instant. We saw it with a Joe Webb grand slam. This time we see it from the good guys. Will Harmon belts one over the right center field fence. And how about that for nearly cutting the deficit in half?
That's a way to do it right there. We talked about it with Teagan. Wasn't Teagan. It ended up being just one at bat later with Will, but you need a big swing of the bat like that. Wasn't sure if it was leaving off the bat, had the carry to go out. Either way, it was going to score 2 with the trajectory that it was going towards if it hit in the gap for a double. But that's a huge at bat right there, because now you've got the game down to just 4 runs and a little bit of wiggle room to play with.
Crosby steps in next. Finally, the dam breaks and you don't leave multiple men on to end the inning without cashing them in. It's Harmon's 7th homer of the season. RBIs 41, 42, and 43 on the year. Crosby sends one opposite field as he flares one into right, and he will land safely aboard with 2 outs.
Stepping to the plate, the DH, Sam Thompson.
3 of Greeneville's 8 hits today having come in this current frame. Sam Thompson, who's got one of those base knocks his last time up, will step in with 2 outs. Puts this one on the ground right side. It's gloved by Wolf, the throw in time. But Will Harmon and a 3-run homer able to make it a new ball game, 1-possession game, so to speak. 8-4 Oak Ridge. We head to our final inning of play in our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
In Greeneville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
We wrangle your tangles.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Value everyday Food City.
3 runs on 3 hits. Greeneville leaves just 1 on board. They've left 11 on board total today, but they cut into this Oak Ridge lead. 4-8. Devils now trail it. Their first crooked number of the day put up in the bottom of the 6th, thanks to a 3-run jack by Will Harmon. 7th homer of the season for Harmon, as he builds on his state-leading 43 RBIs now after that swing. Parker Free will lead things off, the Kennesaw State commit and Oak Ridge catcher with 7 home runs for himself. Will stand in with no outs, nobody aboard. Our final inning of play underway. Oak Ridge, pegged as one of the favorites in Class 4A entering the season, playing in one of the, I'll just go ahead and say it, the most difficult district in the state. Farragut, Lenoir City, McMinn County, as this first pitch is swung on. It's dribbled foul as Begley enters his second inning of work. But just a murderer's row of a district, Tyler. McMinn County, Hardin Valley, Lenoir City, Bearden, Ray County, gracious. Farragut. I mean, up and down. And then they schedule these guys in the non-conference. Greeneville, Science Hill, Grace Christian, Gibbs, Tennessee High, Boyd Buchanan, Anderson County, Nolansville, Maryville.
That's how you end up in Murfreesboro in May.
And yet their schedule and their record has them at only 2 losses. 24-2 on the season, this Oak Ridge team. Free puts one on the ground. Ricker picks it backhanded, throws across in time. That's a good play by the Greeneville shortstop. Ground down to the left side to start the inning. 1 down with nobody on. We'll see the Vol baseball commit up for a 4th time last time. The ultimate sign of respect as Coach Collins chose to intentionally walk the perfect game. Futures alum.
Been a while since I'd seen a player get intentionally walked. Last time was, I believe, Luke Treese from Coalfield. And if anybody is familiar with Luke Treese, you understand why.
Those Vol baseball fans perhaps going to watch Mikey Teasley for years to come in Rocky Top. Vol's actually stringing together a road sweep over in Starkville last weekend and playing some of their best baseball of the season after a slow start to begin the year. Teasley might not even make it to campus, though, some reports indicate. The 0-2 is lifted up. Grayson Crosby and Begley converge. Begley will come away with it to record out number 2. It's a foul out for Teasley. And Greeneville's 1 away from getting out of the inning.
Stepping to the plate, the first baseman, Joseph Webb.
And a name that many Greeneville fans were hoping they wouldn't hear again today. Joe Webb will step to the plate. A grand slam his last time up. He's 2 for 3. Those 4 RBIs that really blew the game open in the top of the 5th inning to give Oak Ridge then a 7-0 lead. Webb sees the first pitch slider away. Formerly the Pigeon Forge Tiger. And you talked about it, Tyler. What would Pigeon Forge be with Joe Webb this season? The number 1 ranked team in Class 2A already.
What would Oak Ridge be without Joe Webb?
Exactly. That grand slam, Webb's 5th home run of the season. Oak Ridge is 19th overall as a team. Ton of power in this lineup. The 1-1 pitch lifted up by Webb, and this one won't leave the infield. Case Spradlin will make the grab for out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Greeneville, and we're out of the side. Final 3 outs of the day for Greeneville. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Devils trail by 4 in the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
When it comes to healthcare, no one wants to feel rushed. At Abundant Healthcare Clinic in Greeneville, we take the time to listen, explain, and truly care. We're a nonprofit clinic backed by 60 years of experience from Evergreen Life Services. From sports and routine physicals to common illnesses and minor injuries, we focus on you, not the clock. Call 423-278-2501 to schedule your appointment today. Abundant Healthcare Clinic. We take the time. Others don't.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
8-4, the Oak Ridge lead, cut by 3 after a Will Harmon blast in the bottom of the 6th. Fast forward a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of this inning, and Greeneville down to their final 3 outs. They'll have their closer on the mound, will the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and Carson Fagan, a guy with multiple Power 5 interests, Power 4 interests that is, on the mound looking to close this one out for the Road Wildcats. Bottom of the order due up for Greeneville, 7-8-9. It'll be Smith, White, and Winter. Excuse me, Smith, Ward, and Winter after Ward came in to pinch hit the last time up on the season. Fagan, 9 1/3 innings of work. Just 2 hits allowed by the senior with multiple Power 4 schools interested. A .0. Wait, no, I was looking at the wrong number there. I was about to be blown away. A 1.5 ERA.
What were you about
making
to
his
say?
9th appearance. I was looking at his WOBA, his ex-WOBA. His on-base allowed. And that was going to be .065 in this one.
Hey,
really.
that got you.
There's been a couple like that. The nets here at Hardin Park, they got to do some work on the nets.
I could actually read the lettering on that ball.
Kind of like that last one. You were looking down at your phone. I was looking down at my score sheet, the stats.
That one came with some heat, too.
The 2-1 swung on by Smith with ill intent. It's 2-2. Greeneville in action 3 times at home to close out the week in the Buddy Hawk Classic. Ooh. Oh, wow.
I did think it was a ball. But I was reacting to the catcher stand.
Yeah, me too.
Very
Parker Free,
confidently, yeah.
halfway to throwing it around the horn. It's full at 3-2. Gonna have Eddie Spradlin in attendance here today. The payoff pitch low and away. Colton Smith puts together a great AB, and he's issued his second free pass of the day. He's on board for a 3rd time after the walk.
Stepping to the plate, the catcher, Jacob
Was that Eddie?
Ward.
Was that Eddie?
It was.
Okay.
It was. Jacob Ward now up with no outs and a runner on first. You eye this, Tyler. Bottom of the order comes up. You get Ward on, you get Winter on, or now Lister on, and you're talking business here with the top of your order coming around. If you can just string together enough and bust up this closer in Carson Fagan. A first pitch strike on the lower edge. You're told Fagan's got multiple SEC looks and offers. An offer from Texas Tech as well. The senior right-handed closer for Oak Ridge. The 0-1 pitch looked at by Jacob Ward. Another kid who will be taking his talents to the collegiate level. Montreat baseball commit, soon to be signee a week from today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carson Fagan kicks, delivers. Ward lines it. Will it get over the second baseman's head? Yes, it will. A base knock. It advances Smith from first to second. 2 men on, still nobody out, bottom of the 7th inning. And you've got your 9-hole batter out to the plate now, 1 away from turning this lineup over.
Stepping to the plate, number 15, Jack Lister.
That's such a big-time spot there and a big-time at-bat by Jacob Ward. I can't even begin to stress. Now Jack Lister will stand in. The neon pink batting gloves. Will Murray last year actually had those pink batting gloves. Will told me it was, or Noah Murray.
Noah Murray.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Got him in.
Will Harmon.
Yeah, got them confused. But Will told me last year, he's now at Walter State, but told me last year wore those in honor of his mom who survived breast cancer.
You mean Noah?
Noah, yeah, not Will again. To call him by the wrong name again, but I mean, you, Tyler, at that pink out game.
Loved
right here on the First Rising Green Sports Zone just last week.
We'll have the broadcast highlights uploaded tomorrow. I wish teams did that in October for football.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool little touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Dom Atchison did some stuff this past year. Maybe he had a pink armband or something.
The 1-1 pitch by Fagan is looked at in the dirt, and Lister jumps ahead. You start to feel the tide start to shift, Tyler. A Greeneville crowd, partisan in their favor, about 75-25. And you start to hear that murmur. You start to hear that momentum shift in their direction. It's 3-1.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I was ahead of myself. I got excited. I said 3-0.
Now you start to.
You treat this like 3-0, though. I wouldn't swing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Carson Fagan, the Oak Ridge closer. After walking a single allowed, will find the heart of the plate for strike 1.
Got to take that one.
Maddox Bishop awaits in the on-deck circle as the top of the order looms.
And Bishop hasn't had a fruitful day, 1 for 4, but he's made contact every time.
Big swing last time with that double. The payoff pitch swung on by Lister, and he stays alive in the count.
Yeah, and you almost think what would have happened if he didn't swing at that one, too. But it's like in MMA, you can't leave it up to the judges. In
That's
baseball,
exactly
you can't
right.
leave it up to the umpires. So sometimes you do have to swing it unless you know. But even sometimes when you think you know.
Payoff pitch is dribbled left side. It is gloved by Teasley. He'll tag the bag, rocket one across the diamond for the double play. Brutal.
And let's talk about the awareness right there. Most players just throw it to first. But for Teasley to have the awareness to tag the bag on a force-out play and then throw it over to first to get the double play, that's a hard double play. What would that be?
Just a 5-3.
5-1? Yeah. Yes, a 5-3 double play.
And again, a closer in Carson Fagan. In his 9th appearance of the season, a 1.5 ERA. To get that help right there, I mean, that is just tremendous. He has allowed just 2 earned runs on the season as well as just 2 hits allowed. Now 3 after the single by Brandon White. Mound visit is over for Oak Ridge.
Maddox Bishop.
And Maddox Bishop will stand in. Greeneville down to its final 3 strikes in the ball game. First time Greeneville baseball making his debut on First Horizon Green Sports Zone. Glad you could tag along on a Thursday afternoon. It's been fun, although it hasn't been in Greenville's favor throughout. Still some baseball left to be played. The 0-0 line through the right field gap, and it's caught for out number 3. Cam Welch, who started the game on the mound, put together 4 excellent innings of work, will do the final duties and record the final putout of the ball game. It's a Bishop fly out to right, and the ball game is over. Our final, Oak Ridge 8, Greeneville 4. Coming up, we'll talk you through how it happened in our post-game report. That's all to come. Thank you for watching the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greeneville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greeneville, where we will save you money. For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greeneville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
Well, he came into the ball game touting it as one of the state's most prolific matchups, a marquee matchup here on a Thursday. Arguably, if not indefinitely, the biggest matchup across high school baseball on the diamond this week. It was Greeneville. It was Oak Ridge. It lived up to the billing. Certainly a defensive-minded game in the first few innings. We didn't have our first run. We had our first run at the top of the first, but we didn't have our next run until the top of the fifth. 3 scoreless innings pitched up by Cam Welch and Will Harmon. But the final straw was that, well, it was the Joe Webb grand slam over the left center field wall, contributed to 4 of those 6 runs that Oak Ridge would put up in the top of the 5th inning. Greeneville would answer with 4 runs in the 5th and the 6th, but it was ultimately far too few as they would leave 12 base runners on base to end innings. They leave the bases loaded twice. Tyler, I can't get over this. every single inning they left at least one base runner on. And you leave 12 on overall. 4 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors that were costly as well. 8 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for Oak Ridge. Here's the difference. They would only leave 2 on base, and they would get the victory of 4 runs here today on a Thursday.
That's a good ball team.
Yeah, very good.
Oak Ridge is a very good ball team. There's a reason they're ranked consensus number 2 in Class 4A, and they showed it today. And it's not just Mikey Teasley and Joe Webb. You're looking at Warren East, who is a D1 commit to Youngstown State. Then you have Parker Free, who's a Kennesaw State commit, Mikey Teasley going to Tennessee, and then Joe Webb going to Vanderbilt. You've got 4 studs at the top of your lineup there, and then it doesn't get easier when Carson Fagan is being looked at by multiple Power 4 schools also. And you look at Oak Ridge as a whole, and you look at all those players, but then you look at the bottom of their lineup, like Colton Bankin, another kid that was doing really good tonight, getting deep into counts, drawing walks, getting on base with hits. So Oak Ridge, top to bottom, very talented team. Camden Welch, very talented pitcher that held them to only 1 run in his outing. And you look at Greeneville, and it's annoying that you left so many on base, leaving a base runner every inning. You had the opportunities there, just weren't able to get it done, but that falls back on just Oak Ridge being such a good baseball team and doing what they needed to do to win the baseball game. You saw a little slimmer of hope right there in the 7th inning, getting the first 2 base runners on with no outs, with the top of the lineup coming. And then Mikey Teasley shows that he's an SEC commit, getting that 5-3 double play to then end the game, just won it back later. So if you're Greeneville, you schedule these teams for a reason, and this is why. This game automatically made them better, playing a team that you should see in Murfreesboro at the end of the year and contend for that state championship in 4A.
And here's the thing, too. Greeneville, in the 2 games they've played against the number 1 and number 2 team in 4A, they were just an inning away, a half inning away. Today we saw it was the –
Farragut 5-4.
Yeah, it was the 5th inning, and it was the errors back in Farragut. It was the errors here today against Oak Ridge. It prolongs the inning. They get the grand slam by Joe Webb. And though you out-hit Oak Ridge tonight, you out-hit them 9-7, you leave 10 more runners on base, and that is just not a recipe. Errors and runners left on base will get you killed in this ball game, especially against a team as talented as Oak Ridge, a team in which we very well could see in Murfreesboro. I know they've got such a gauntlet of a district, so it's going to be really tough to get there. But, I mean, a team looking to make its 3rd straight appearance to Murfreesboro and win their first ever program state title. Greeneville, of course, looking to get back for a 4th consecutive year, but a long road to get there. Oak Ridge now 25-2-1 on the season. Greeneville will fall for the first time this week, and for the second time here in the last couple days, they fell against one of the top teams in 3A in Heritage over the weekend in Bearden, and they fall here today against one of the top teams in Class 4A in Oak Ridge. Greeneville now 25-7 on this season. They'll be in action next to end the week right here from Dale Alexander Field. Still 4 games left of their 6-game homestand tomorrow against Morristown East. Saturday at 10 and 12:30 against East Hamilton in Hazard, Kentucky, as they finish out their week in Buddy Hawk Classic play. Oak Ridge upcoming for them. Tennessee High tomorrow, a team that beat Dobbins Bennett just last night. And then the matchup of the year in 4A, maybe across the entire state. Farragut in a home-and-home Monday and Wednesday of next week. That one I will keep an especially close eye on, but that one will not only decide the district, it might decide the region, it might decide who gets to go to state as far as seeding will go.
And one point I want to make also, you look at the hits and the walks tonight. Oak Ridge 7 hits, 2 walks. Greeneville 9 hits, 5 walks. So you out-hit them. You were able to walk more than they did. You just weren't able to drive those runners in. I don't even want to look at the stat of runners left on base, because that one will be the one that will keep you up at night, and that's probably the biggest story of the game for Greeneville, is just not being able to drive them across. But you could look at the scoreboard in front of us right here and just say it was 1 inning.
Yeah.
You look at the Grand Slam, you look at the things that led up to the Grand Slam, and you can say that that one big inning was what hurt Greeneville the most. And Will Harmon still pitched really well today. I know he didn't have his best day. You go down and look at his stat line on Game Changer, 4.1 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 5 earned runs with 7 strikeouts. But he did a really good job at limiting earlier in the game whenever you give up back-to-back hits in the first. And you don't give up another after that. I know they pull off a perfectly executed double steal to score that run, but then you don't allow them to score until the 5th inning. And that's a team that is ranked number 2 in the state in the highest classification of public schools. and you hold them to only one run up until the 5th, and they didn't deliver a hit to score that one run in the first. So there are a lot of positives to spin about Will Harmon's day.
And it hates that it will go against his line, 4 of those 6 runs put up in the top of the 6th. But sometimes it falls your way. Today it did not fall Greenville's way as they fall here at home 8-4. Despite some late game heroics, they made a stand. They made quite the push there late in the game. You do get big offensive performances today in your lineup from guys like Grayson Crosby, who has 2 hits again. You had a home run by Will Harmon as well. You had runs driven in from Will Harmon, who had 3. You had 1 from Colton Smith in a really big spot in the game here today. You had doubles from Maddox Bishop and Tegan Begley today, but unfortunately just doesn't fall your way, even though you out-hit Oak Ridge. Tough team. Number 2 team in Class 4A prevails over the defending state champion Greeneville Green Devils. The chase continues. 1 week left in the regular season for this Greeneville baseball club, and they've got 3 more games here to end the week before they set their sights on their final week of the regular season and then hop into postseason play. That'll put a bow on our broadcast here tonight. Thank you, the listener, the viewer, for joining us here on our first Greeneville baseball broadcast of the season. It's been fun, absolute fanfare here today on one of the best matchups that we've seen all season, and it almost took every bit of 3 hours, but it was an absolute blast. Glad you could join us here. For our 3-man crew here today, for Ethan Cooper on camera, for Tyler Nichols, our final here today from Dale Alexander, Oak Ridge 8, Greeneville 4. I'm Matthew Palazzo saying so.